hello everyone. Welcome to the Coolest Chelsea podcast. I'm with Dante and Embra to talk about Chelsea, Xavi Simons' latest news, and also I think we are going to talk more about two preseason games, building up to the Premier League games on Sunday against Crystal Palace, and also Palace smashed Liverpool. So I think we should be careful on that one. So big up Dante and Embra. How are you guys?
Yeah, good. Big up to Beggar. Big up Emperor.
Yeah, big up, Dante. Big up, Teza. Hope you guys are good.
Yeah, all good. Thanks, bro. So before we talk about the transfer news, right, I think we should talk about our preseason friendlies because all in now we hear is that Xavi Simons is almost done, those kind of things. I think we should wait a little bit, talk about the Premier League because I think it's starting on Friday. Hopefully Liverpool loses on Friday. I don't care. So I'm gonna start with Embra because it's not been here in a while. So Embra, did you watch the game against Bayer Leverkusen?
Yeah, I did. Actually, I was excited to watch that game because I wanted to see how the boys are after because it was like our only first preseason game besides being the world champions. So yeah, man, I was really excited about that game to see how fitness is with the guys. But everybody just looks fit and no injury problems. We went through the game nicely. But yeah, man, it was a good game. It was a good game. I don't know why the trophy was presented, but yeah, it is what it is. Rhys James won another trophy again. So yeah, man, his arms must be hurting at this time.
Yeah, two trophies.
Two, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, back to back. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about the striker situation because these two games are just showing us that João Pedro has just said, "Bro, I'm here to be number one. I don't care about anything else. I'm just gonna be putting in goals, and I'm gonna be the number one striker for Chelsea." So, like people were talking about how I heard Saiti inside TVs he panned the camera to every time João Pedro scores, they pan the camera to Delap, and just to see how his facial expression is, and you could tell it is really weighing up on his head. Like it's like, okay, I'm here and the competition is fierce, and I just want to be number one as well. Plus, they gave him the number 9 shirt. I don't know who did that, and nobody told him, but yeah, that situation, somebody needs to be fired for that. Like that number 9 shirt, yeah, is not nice at Chelsea. But yeah, man, I like how he scored, and I like how who's this Esteval gave him the penalty just for confidence. That's good from Esteval as well. Like he was like, "Yo, bro, in a way, I know that probably you need this more than anyone, but yeah, here's a penalty. Get your confidence up." And immediately after that penalty, I think in the AC Milan game, he scored again. But it shows like the frustration he had in the Leverkusen game. Like he was trying, and then João Pedro just seems like it's just coming off. It's just coming off for him. It's just goals and goals and goals. I think it's 5-5 by now for João Pedro since he joined the club. So I think for Delap, I think he just needs to just play his game. I think the goals are just going to come. He mustn't just get into a situation where he's pressured to perform and stuff. As well, like there is pressure at Chelsea because it's a big club, but yeah, man, he just needs to relax, man. I think it's friendly competition. He needs to understand it, and when he steps on the pitch, he must just focus on his strengths. Do not try to be a João Pedro. Just do what you do, bro. Because to me, you're more of a Diego Costa and you bully people. So just do that. Come on, hit those fierce shots. Like you have that power on you. Like your marksman in the box. Just do that. Let João Pedro do the whole, Brazilian Joga Benito thing, where he just puts curlers and yeah, João Pedro is a different animal. I didn't expect this from him. I knew he was a good player, but I didn't expect this from him. But yeah, I don't know what you guys think about this situation as well.
No, to be honest, I think it's a healthy competition. We always talked about this situation last season, even the other season when Nicolas Jackson was just playing every game, doesn't have competition, and was sucking, man, to be honest, because we all know that what Nico will give us every game. So right now, if Lem Dilep is not doing very well, João Pedro is there. If João Pedro is not doing well, Lem Dilep is there. So I think this is what we need as Chelsea fans so that we can challenge. I was so tired of Jackson last season. When he misses chances, I know next game is going to play. This is the issue we had last season. So overall, like you said about Liam Delep, I saw João Pedro clapping his hands after that. I think it was that the penalty that Liam Delep scored, right? So clearly there's a chemistry building family. So hopefully this one affect the way we are building up the team. But overall, I'm happy about it. So competition is healthy. We used to have Drogba and Torres at Chelsea, those kind of things. So we used to do this as Chelsea fans. So not like Jackson every game. We know, oh my gosh, is he going to score or not? So I'm happy about it. I don't know about you, Dante. What are your thoughts?
Yes, I agree. Yeah, look, I think it's healthy competition. I think the lap not cheering, when João Pedro scored, etc. That's taken out of context. That was unfortunately one of our couple of big accounts taking things out of context, because if you watch the actual replays when he's actually scored, he's celebrating that João Pedro scored. Some still shots were taken right before. It's not accurate, so I don't believe in that at all. I think that's just taken out of context, just for content creators, of course, so they can get more likes, and the ones I'm speaking about as well, especially the one that put it up mostly. So he's been he's always negative, that guy. So yeah, I don't believe in that at all. I think it's healthy competition. I think they speak well against each other. Seeing some training, they look fine. And João Pedro, just his character as well, and the lap. Yeah, I think they complement each other as well. A different type of strikers, both bring different strengths. So I think it's a perfect mix. Yeah, I think they'll both get quite a lot of games, in my opinion. You won't just see João Pedro every game, number one. No. I think it'll be against certain matchups, against low blocks, against more teams you run in behind. Maresca's that type of coach. He'll play according to the team as well. So, and the setup. So yeah, very healthy competition, and it's exactly what we needed.
Do you think we need another one?
No, we've got. Well, if Jackson stays, well, we're good if Jackson stays. If Jackson leaves, which is looking likely, but you never know. So we'll see what happens. But I don't think we need another one. No, I think those two are good enough. You can't. It's pretty hard if you're going to bring someone else in, as in another starting caliber you're talking about, or you're talking about someone to,
I think like, I know the fan base is the fan base, and like Chelsea fan base it is, but I like Jackson. I think Jackson is a decent player. He's a shit striker in terms of like conversion rate. Yeah, but overall, he's not a bad player. His link-up plays. No. If you watch Chelsea, throughout the whole season, right, you can see that Jackson is a core part of that front line. Like his link-up play, he's turning and all these things. Like he brings so much to the game that I wouldn't mind not him leaving, and especially looking at the amount of games that we're going to be playing. Right. And I'm like, but he's going to be like, yo, I want to be a starter. I've been here before and I dropped. And he didn't score like a bad number of goals. That's the thing, per season, right? I think it's like 15 plus each season. I'm not sure. You can fact check that. But
he's on I think he's basically on GA. He's like 25 and 50 or something like that. So yeah, he's pretty much does something every single game.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's a decent number of goals, especially if you have two other strikers. I think that's the thing that Chelsea fans Or like, yo, it's only him. And I think it would bring up a lot better for him, like in terms of um, his overall game and finishing and all these things, right? So
The
I'm
only thing
looking at it
Jackson
like,
can't do, Emperor, and that's what Maresca would have seen, and that's why he's brought in João Pedro and Delap to a
Mhm.
certain extent, but more João Pedro than anything. Jackson doesn't perform, doesn't score, doesn't assist, doesn't do nothing against low blocks. Zero, like nothing.
yeah,
That's his
Trans-
weakness. He cannot play if
in
there's no space to
transition.
run into, or like you said, drop deep, turn around, make runs, but you need spacing behind for that to work. So if we're playing against mid blocks, high blocks, and that's why he always did so well against Aston Villas, some Newcastle, all these teams that play mid to high blocks, Tottenham. He does extremely well against those. But if you look at his stats against low blocks, like basically zero. Has done every game he didn't do nothing, always got subbed off or just very ineffective. So Maresca have seen this and hence needed these different profiles, especially for that type of play, and even Delap to some extent because he's got that, like you said, he can bully defenders. He's got the physicality. He's good in there actually, but he shoots on instinct as well. He's going to help you against low blocks much more than Jackson will. So, but I would still keep Jackson, like you said, for those other type of games, for that different type of profile, because he's so good at that type of stuff to link up. So, yeah, look, it'll be good, but it's hard to keep three strikers, all three competing for the number one. Yeah, it's a bit hard to do that. If Jackson accepts that, and I think he kind of has, but obviously, if someone comes along and offers him, the number one spot somewhere else, then he'll probably go, and the club will probably want him to go because they'll get very, very good money for him and make a massive profit as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the board has already written him off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I understand that, and I get it. Like I'm not against him leaving or staying, but I would prefer him to stay as well because I look at the amount of games, man. Like you see the amount of games that we play. This is why,
Yeah,
like, I
and if one
really
of them
want.
gets injured, well, then you're left with one again. So,
Yeah, and I'm like, what if that one is not the player profile for such games? You get what I'm saying? So, like the transition games, because
look,
I
it's good
won't
to have
lie, I
two,
like.
but having three is a very, very big luxury. No real team has that, to be honest. They'll have the two really good ones, mostly at one, a lot of them, and then but to have two really good ones, but to have three of them, that's a very luxury. It doesn't usually happen. Usually that third one will be a really young guy like Maggie, of course, we have always on loan. Someone else that can fill into that spot. You're not going to have three of them competing for the number one spot. That just doesn't happen anywhere.
It's
Yeah,
so hard.
yeah.
So big
I
up.
know it doesn't happen anywhere, but like, I just want it to happen at Chelsea, just to have enough. Like we've been suffering, guys. Like those past 2 years have been hell as a Chelsea fan. So, like
And that's
you
squad
know this.
building.
You
That's why
know
squad
this.
building is so hard. It's not easy. People think that, it's so easy. Let's go get him, put him. It doesn't work like that. The squad's got to be built right, and you have to have the right profile. And you got to have the right attitude that
100%
Was.
big up to
Oh,
Kolpam
sorry,
on the
sorry.
chat. So let me just say big up to Kolpam on the chat. So yeah, you can continue Emperor so that we can add Nopa to add his contribution about the topic.
I was just saying, like, I get that, like, squad building is a thing, and keeping three strikers happy is not going to happen, and it's not realistic. But looking at the amount of games that FIFA is putting upon our players, right? That's a lot. And I'm thinking in the next future or the next couple of seasons, having a big squad and players will have to understand that, bro, you're not going to play a lot of games. And this is why I big up Maresca, right? I was not a fan of him because the whole championship thing and stuff. But he has proven that he's a good manager. And one thing that I really, really like about him right now is he knows
I'd
how to
say
take
great
care of
manager, not
players.
good. Better than good.
Yeah, great. Yeah, okay, great. Yes, yes.
Give him
And
that. Come on.
I'll give him that because what he has done right now with our player rotation is absolutely exceptional. Because look at the likes of Reece James. Look, Reece James finished the season. Like people are like just like making that go under the radar. Like he finished the season.
Yeah, a
He
couple
played
more like
here. He
Pedro,
played there.
for example, never finished the season before with
Pedro,
Wolves. So
exactly. Like
yeah,
all these players are finishing. The only player that's struggling, the two players that are struggling, is Fofana and Lavia. But this is why I'm like, okay, maybe keeping Jackson is not a problem. Maybe we find a way to tell Jackson, yo, bro, you see how the competition, it is what it is. You ball out, you get a start. That's it. You inform, you probably get another start. That's it. That's Chelsea. That's big club energy. It is what it is. If you think you can do better somewhere else, cool, bro. You can bounce. But right now, it's all about making your name in terms of like starts and goals. You get what I'm saying? So
and I
maybe in
think
the
Jackson's
future,
been consistent with that. He said every interview, "I want to stay and I want to fight for it." He's always said that. He's been consistent. But yeah, I guess you see that you're kind of second. You were maybe second, but now you're clearly third choice. So that can change. And like I said, the club changes its view then as well because, well, if Newcastle someone comes in and offers 60,000-70,000 pounds to sell, well, then the club changes its stance. It's like, oh, we could do that money for next year or else or something. Yeah, I know what you mean. I'd actually love him to stay as well. Yeah, I agree. I would love him to stay and see how he handles that pressure. I think Winterberger talked about that a lot. Would love to see him and see how he handles that pressure because that could maybe lift his game up and maybe that's what he needs. Maybe that's the one that takes him to the next level. But yeah, I don't know if we'll ever get to see that, unfortunately.
100%.
yeah.
Big up, Anopa. What are your thoughts about the conversation? Would you like Nicolas Jackson to stay to compete with Liam Delap and João Pedro?
Big ups, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Loud and
Mostly
clear.
no, big up.
I heard what Dante said a bit like just when I joined the stream, and he said something about how it's a luxury to have three strikers, and I agree. Many teams don't actually have that like luxury to have three strikers. So if we are able to keep Jackson, it's a good thing because then we've got an extra body. But I mean, look, the transfer window is about to close soon, so it looks like it's likely that he stays, unless Newcastle are serious and they bid for him. But yeah, I wouldn't mind him staying. But like we said in the other stream, I think 2 streams ago, we said that even if he does get sold, we're going to get a lot of money from him. So either way, I think it's a win-win situation. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see us have 3 strikers in for the season. That'll be very interesting to see. But I do know there'll be a bit of like not tension, but someone's going to be unhappy, and most likely Nicolas Jackson, because from starting for us all the time and then now to being benched and probably also not coming on for games is going to be very difficult for him because we also have new players as well. So yeah, for his career, I think it's better that he leaves the summer, and then we'll stick with João Pedro and Liam Delap, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And
well said.
okay, go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead, Tobago. Sorry, no, I thought you might be on a phone call or something.
No, I was actually on a phone call, but I'm fine now. So,
Okay.
all right, Anopa, right? In terms of João Pedro and Liam Delap, who should be our starter, or you want them to rotate? Because I think Emperor was just mentioning that we do really need a third striker. So I don't know about you. Do you think we need another striker at Chelsea?
So say that again. Another striker for
Another striker to compete with Liam Delap and João Pedro.
If Jackson leaves.
That's a good question because I'm just remembering last season when Jackson and what's his name, Gayu were injured. We actually had no one, and I'm not gonna count Nkunku as a striker because I've never seen him as a striker. So you know what? Actually, I think if Jackson does leave, we probably might have to. Yeah, we probably might have to sign another one, but someone who's probably happy to be, maybe those players that they want to sign, those young, unknown strikers, whatever, that's willing to be, third choice and to come on for those, low level games like Carabao like those Carabao fixture games that start at the beginning. But nothing crazy. We shouldn't go for a striker that's wants to play. So yeah, if we do sell Jackson, I don't think it's a must because it's very unlikely that João Pedro and Liam Delap will get injured. But I mean, look, at Chelsea, anything can happen. So, it's rather
You know what's funny, Anapo? You know what's funny? That player would have been Mark Giu. Like, literally.
It would have,
That
yeah.
player would have
we loaned
been
him
Mark.
out.
But yeah.
I
Also,
think-
he's not
I think
as
Maresca's
good
looking
enough
at it differently. I think he needed to go on loan to get a lot more game time. But I think
Yeah.
you're looking. Don't forget, Pedro Neto did a really good job when he filled in as a striker. Especially, we played some of the teams. We played, I think, a low block, but we played a couple of the teams that were mid block and a high block, and then he did really well because his runs in behind were so good. So he gives you that different profile, and he can play as striker as well. So I think in case of emergency, you've got Pedro Neto there again. I think Maresca looks at it that way. Even Cole Palmer can play that false nine, of course. So I think we're okay, to be honest. Especially after seeing Pedro Neto do it so well last season for the 3 or 4 games.
But the problem is with that, right? I hate this thing where we play players out of position. I understand it in the case of an injury, but for me, I feel like it creates more injuries because players have to adjust in the way they play because it's a different position and so on and so forth.
Yeah, but that's only in case of really bad emergency. If both of these two guys go down, then I'm saying, well, yeah, like Anopa was saying, and I think you said as well, maybe bring another striker in, but no one's going to sign to be a third fiddle for these guys, and no one's signing to be competing with these guys either. So you're not going to sign absolutely anyone. You got to play a guy from the academy, or you got to play, like I said, Pedro Neto or Cole Palmer or other players that can play that position too. But you're not signing anyone. They're not going to be able to sign anyone, especially not now. No chance.
The thing is, I understand that, but that December period, we know it's a curse. Like the minute Chelsea go through December with no problems, I think we win the league. That's my only thing. Like that's my only take. Like the minute Chelsea go through December with no injury problems and everybody just still ready to go, then yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But I think we're much better set than we were in previous seasons. We've got 2 strikers now
True.
competing for that number 1, not 1 like we had before.
So let's talk about this player, right? We're about to add another player, but again, I think this one will be done maybe close to the end of the transfer window, because Leipzig are asking a lot of money. So this is the latest update from Florian Flettenberg. It says Xavi Simons remains fully focused on an agreement between RB Leipzig and Chelsea. Manchester City are currently not a hot topic. Chelsea are staying patient in the pursuit of Xavi deal still on. Current salary at RB Leipzig reaching up to 40 million gross if all bonuses are included. So, and about the thought about Xavi Simons before talking about him coming to Chelsea. Do you want him at Chelsea? Do you like the profile of the player?
Yeah, I think already based off the preseason games we played, we look very deadly, and adding him is going to make us even more dangerous because, like I said before, opposition teams will struggle to know, who to focus on, because now I've noticed that what Maresca's been doing in preseason is some of the players are moving around as well, so they're not stuck to one position as well, which is making it a bit difficult for these defenders. Especially Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer is literally going everywhere on the pitch. He's been given like a free roam basically, and if we add Xavi Simons, I mean, wow, like I think we might be in for like many goals this season, like plenty.
You
But I
can
would
say
like
it,
to,
bro.
I
Say
feel like-
it. Bro. Say it, bro. Say it. I know what you want to say. Say it, bro.
What is
we
I
might
gonna
do
say?
what?
What is I
We
gonna
might
say?
we might do what? We might do
He's a
what?
bit
Say
scared.
it,
It's
bro.
a bit scared to say.
Don't try. No, I know what you think I was gonna say. I wasn't gonna say that. No. But this Xavi Simons deal, I won't lie to you guys. I'm starting to feel like I don't think this is gonna go through. I'll be real with you. I'm not. It's not based off the news I'm seeing. Just a feeling, a gut feeling. I just feel like we're not gonna get him. That's just how I feel personally. There's no evidence, no research done behind this. I just feel like we're not gonna get him. But hey, hopefully I'm proven wrong.
Nah, don't say
Don't
that,
jinx
bro.
it, bro. Don't jinx it.
Negative Anopa's back. Come on, Anopa. Not
Nah,
negative
bro.
again.
No, bro. We need Xavi, bro.
I
He's
agree
the
we
one
need it, but it's
signing
taking
out.
too long. It's like it's a bit crazy now because I know some transfers take a very long, right? But sometimes usually the longer they take, then something's gonna break down at some point. You know, I mean, like
I'm,
what is they still discussing? They've had like about 3 weeks now. It's crazy, you know. And
I'm,
Maresca's probably trying to
I'm,
sort out his team now as well. So I don't know. I've just got a weird gut feeling that this is not gonna go through. I think Garnacho first, and then maybe Xavi Simons.
I'm of the opposite on that one. I think it's already done. I just have a feeling. I also don't have any proof, but I feel like it's done. I think it's just a matter of Chelsea clearing up the Nkunku situation and maybe the Jackson situation, and then the minute that happens, like Nkunku probably goes to Bayern or so, um, or we do a swap deal, which we've never done. I don't know why the biggest thing is swap deals, but those never go through. So that's a weird one. But when Nkunku goes, I think in the next day or so or next hours, we see a Xavi Simons. Here we go. Like I feel like it's at that level, and this is because I just want the player here. Like, bro, like this kid is good, guys. Jesus, and I think everybody knows, but like this kid is really good. Like he matured very nicely, and I feel like having two tens in the likes of Palmer and him just gives us another advantage as well with the Ganacho one as well. But I really want the Xavi Simons ones first. Like I just need that. Here we go. Like I really want it. I won't lie to you guys. Me, I'm gonna say it with chest. If we get Xavi Simons, are we going for the league or the Champions League? I won't lie. I feel like I'll say with chest. Like, yeah, league, I'm coming for you, bro. Because it hasn't felt like this in a while. Like where we have a squad of players who are at this talented at this level, especially Xavi Simons. Like he tore the Bundesliga apart, guys. Like he tore it apart. Like he was touted as it was Musiala then him. Like that's how, and I really rate Musiala, but Xavi Simons as well. He's up there. I would have loved Musiala any day, but Xavi Simons is also up there. And I think him coming to a squad like us, where he gets game time whenever and there's no pressure, I think players thrive under this front line. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's so many options, there's so many link up plays that you have to play with. The Gittens, the João Pedro, the lap, like there's so many things
Esteban.
for you to oh my god. How can I forget Esteban? Oh my hey guys, you see what I mean? Like we might. You get what I'm saying? If I get a here we go from Chavis, I couldn't care less about Canacho. Like I couldn't. That's why I'm like I don't want that Canacho deal to happen first before this one. So yeah, man.
Yeah, look, the Garnacho deal. The only reason that might happen before he'll be under the 21. It won't matter registering him anywhere, so it's fine, no problem. If you guys know about the registration issues, so if there's two lists basically, the A list, B list. Players under 21 don't count, so his can be registered for Europe or whatever. That's fine for the Premier League, etc. So whereas Xavi Simons 22, 23 nearly, so he would be registered as one of those players on the A list, and you can only have a certain number of those. So hence, I think, like I agree with you, this deal's been done already, basically done. Well, the clubs have a very good record with each other. They did the same thing with Nkunku, basically, and it was all done. It was all done kind of in secret as well. There wasn't much about it. Nkunku even did a medical, and no one knew about the medical. It was already done. So there's a history there of the clubs working really good together on the Werner deal as well. Let's not forget. So there's history there. They work very well together. Don't forget, Chelsea really like the Red Bull system as well. So they've spoken with the owners and etc. So there's a good relationship up high and at board level and everywhere. So I think this deal is done already. They're just giving each other some time to find replacements for Red Bull, but also they dealt with the Sesko deal. Obviously, that's done for them now as well. They need to buy basically someone for Sesko. They need to buy someone for Xavi Simons, and we need to, like I said, to bring Xavi, we need to get rid of a couple of players for the registration purposes, which has become a little bit of an issue now. So yeah, because we can't really keep them. We have to get those guys off the books, to be honest. So that's what's holding it up, in my opinion, as well. I think it'll be done pretty much. You watch if those two, one of those, the next day that'll be Xavi Simons will be announced. Here we go. So in my opinion, it's done as well. There's just too much there coming from Xavi Simons, Florian Plettenberg. There's a few other journalists in Germany that know Leipzig very, very well and have never made a mistake on their transfers, and they've said the same thing. So yeah, I think I'll probably go with those guys that they know inside the club, they know players, they know the Leipzig systems. So yeah, I'm pretty confident this is kind of done already. It's just the clubs have an agreement. They're just giving some time to each other, and I think that's it. The recent news that Man City coming in for him, that's not. I don't think that's true. Like Florian Pettenberg pretty much said that that's known. It's not. Nothing's there to it. So yeah, look, I think it'll be done. And like you said, Emperor, perfect signing. I've talked about it a lot. So yeah, he's one of my favorite players too, because I like players that play with their head up, always scanning the field, and very technical as well. Him next to Palmer, he can play that. Tabigo had it up before. He plays left midfield, left wing, can play right wing, can play center midfield as well, because he actually works very hard defensively when he's on the field in that attacking midfield role or a left mid, right mid position. He works hard defensively back. He presses very well. So he's probably one of those signings that Maresca's looked at and goes, I really want, definitely this guy. I definitely want him. I can use him in so many different positions. And you can imagine with him, Palmer playing and João Pedro, the triangles and the runs. And he frees up Palmer a lot as well. He enables Palmer, not putting that pressure on just to be a creator. It lets him go a bit more forward and be more adventurous, where Xavi can, do the playmaking and do all that. And Palmer can make more runs. So, of course, Gittens and the wingers as well. And Garnacho. Garnacho will prove pretty, in my opinion, I think he'll prove a pretty good signing if we do sign him for what we want to sign him for. So, look, very exciting. I just can't wait for it to get done as well. But in my gut feeling, it's already done. I think this deal's already wrapped up. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, I would love to get Xavi Simons. Look at this system. Just imagine you have Xavi Simons, Cole Palmer, Neto, or Estavadir, this role, João Pedro. There's no way there's no way we're losing this game. So, like you guys said, I think this deal is done. We're just waiting for Nkunku to leave Chelsea. Hopefully, for me personally, I would love him to go back to Leipzig because I know he's going to get game time there. So if you go to likes of Newcastle, maybe Bayern, he might play. But again, I think Leipzig is a perfect team for him. But at the same time, he wants to win the Champions League. So Leipzig, at the moment, they don't have a Champions League football. So hard for them to attract some players. And with Xavi Simons already have 2 years left on his contract, he wants to go. So I see this move happening, but hopefully you don't bottle it, man. And sign Garnacho over Xavi Simons, man, I'll be pissed. So
we don't bottle deals. We don't bottle deals. If we want a player, we haven't bottled any deals. If we want that player, no one's coming over us or trying to take him from us or pay more or nothing. The money's not an issue. I don't think money's an issue at all, to be honest. It's just time.
Yeah.
They needed the time, and both teams probably needed that time. So they've got a bit of an agreement, but I don't think money's an issue, and I don't think anyone coming in trying to pay a little bit more or something is not an issue, because if we want that player, we're going to get that player. And we know Simons wants Chelsea very much as well. So we have not lost one transfer or anything when that happens.
Also, I think that is a very crucial point that you mentioned, that the player sales thing, I think that's the thing, the registration. I think that's the only thing that's holding this deal up. I think Chelsea are just trying to push like players out so a space must come in, because I think Simons comes in and be like, yo, bro, I also want to fight. Because if you look at like our front line, as much as there's certain starters like Palmer, probably Neto and João Pedro, right? But in those other guys in the second tier list, like they have every right to fight. Like it's not besides Palmer, but like everybody else, it's like, bro, if you really put in the work, you will probably play. You get what I'm saying? And Simmons probably sees that. I'm like, nah, bro, you can actually get some game time here, and ball out. It's just a question of Maresca trusting him as well, working with him and seeing how it works. So yeah, that's a different conversation on its own. But yeah, man, I really like it, and I don't. Whatever you put there is like, nah, no, 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 bro. That doesn't work for me. I wouldn't lie. That graphic doesn't
Why,
work.
why does it work for you?
I think it's too creative. I think
This is against low blocks. This is against low blocks, Emperor. He would play that
Yes.
left wing. He comes in next to Palmer as an inside forward. He doesn't. Cucurella overlaps. Don't forget. So that would be
And
perfect against low blocks. That's
sometimes
exactly
you
what
do
we want
this.
against low blocks.
Sometimes you do
Basic.
something like this.
Yep.
Sometimes we always do something like this. Caicedo is always alone here. If you are
I
second
get
games,
that. Yeah, but James just goes into the middle just to help out with Caicedo as well when Enzo goes up. I get that, right? But you see that left side, that Simmons Cucurella side.
Mm.
Cucurella, as much as I love him and he's been absolutely amazing, putting him in that position, I would want more Gittens there, right? Like hugging that touchline. Even a Ganacho can do that as well. Cut in, create much more problems. So I feel like we need a gunman type of player. You get what I'm saying? So probably take out Chaloba, not Simmons. Take up one of the
Chalobah.
defenders. Yeah,
No
take up
way.
one of the defenders out. You need to take out one of the defenders out. Between Torsen, Chaleba, and James, you probably would need to take one out and put in who's this? Gittens or Canacho.
Yeah, but this is in
Then
this
I
is
would
in possession, Emperor. This
Yeah.
is not out of possession. Cucurella is a left back.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
I just want to show you something. Just I don't know, take Torsen. I know he's not gonna do this, but yeah, I'll pick one of Torsen and Chalobah because I know James is not gonna come out.
Well, Fofana's don't be Fofana's there too. So
Yeah. Just put in Gittens or Canacho. Yeah.
Something here. You want him here?
Yeah. And then Cucurella probably in the midfield. Cucurella in the midfield.
With who?
Enzo push him up behind Palmer and Thingy just in the middle, and then Cucurella just there inverting, and then push Torsen all the way up there. I think this
only
is
two
a much more,
defenders.
yeah. I think this works in possession. I think this is lethal in
As
possession.
much as, I love,
Side.
as much as I love this, guys, I'll really be honest with you. I don't think we're gonna see this. I'm
Yeah, I know.
Because
I
based
know.
off, I'm just thinking of how Zhao. I'm not trying to be like negative or anything, but I'm just thinking about how. And fair enough, this is very.
We have seen this twice. We've seen this, but not the way he's got it. Because Gittens was not like you wouldn't have a pure winger. Cucurella was that where Gittens was, but then he would chase back. But we did have a two guy at the back. Remember Tobago? Two games in I think the Conference League. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
one was. Yeah, we did have it like this, but you can't have Gittens there because you need Cucurella there because he comes back as well. So Gittens wouldn't be able to do that defensive work like that.
Yeah, but this is why I think it works, and this is to your point. Cucurella is not far off in terms of covering. Do you get what I'm saying? So he wouldn't push up that high. So him being right there in the middle, it will cover Gittens because I've seen him do this a lot of times last season where he just comes inside, knows when to come inside because as you said, like there's a lot of rotation happening when we're in position. Like I see this happening, and I don't think there's a team that can stop such a thing. Probably in counterattacks, maybe, but I would put this out day in, day out.
What about low blocks, or are you talking about everyone?
Everyone. There's like in transition, you got Gittens and Neto and Pedro. You're good there. In low blocks, you have the creativities of that whole front six. Like that whole front six is
ultra
good.
attacking, like ultra attacking.
Like forget about like already we are men down in terms of chances, but like this just kills every possibility. Like it takes every possibility, any team that we set up against.
Yeah, but
If
the other
when
team will set up to combat this. You do realize if you're
I
playing
know
against
that,
good
but
teams, that's easy to combat. That's very easy to combat.
I would say otherwise. But by then we probably be like 3-0 up. So yeah.
You're
I,
forgetting that
I,
it's not 100% possession, just Chelsea. There's other teams involved as well, and good teams have players and coaches that can easily play around this.
True. And the reason why I'm like this is if this the only reason why this doesn't work is because of that whole PSG thing, right? Players, as you say, to combat this, you probably targeted those open spaces,
Of course, yeah.
the exchange size, yeah, and just throw the ball there. If a player gets there and he's quick enough, like let's say Mbemo or so, like we will get punished, right? I get it, but I'm like, take a chance.
This is a
Like
FIFA lineup. A PS5 lineup. I can't lie. This is this is PS5. If you want to play, yeah, the
even
players
that,
run at
it still
100%,
works.
no problem. And
Even that,
you can move them like at 100%. They don't have lungs in PS5 and that in FIFA. They don't have lungs. You can run it all day, but yeah, not in real life. I don't see that happening in real life.
but my thing is, right, the amount of attackers that we have, I think we just need to play on that. That's my thing. We need to play on that.
Maresca's huge on balance, right? He needs balance in the team, and
Yeah.
there's no balance there.
Yeah,
Let's not balance outside the window, guys. Let's just go for it, man. Just one season.
this is not FIFA, bro.
Listen, bro, what's wrong in winning 5-3? Like, there's nothing wrong in winning 5-3.
Back to Pochettino days, are you sure?
No, not Pochettino. Pochettino was I have words with Pochettino. I have serious beef with Pochettino. He did weird things, but I'm just saying like this works. This gives me, for lack of a better team and stuff, but Liverpool vibes. Remember that season where Liverpool was just outscoring opponents, but their defense was shit and they
But
lost
not
out
winning
on the
nothing,
league.
yes. Correct.
Yeah, and they lost out on a lot of games because of that. And then they bought Virgil the following season, right? But I'm just saying, just use this every now and then to balance it out, and then just, yeah, man, defend when we need to. It's just a shape thing because majority of the time we will have possession. That's my thing.
The only time I can see that happening is if we're down and it's the last 15-20 minutes and we need to score goals. Yeah, you might see
I don't even think that, if I'm being honest with you, because last year, no, sorry, not last year, this year, the beginning of this year, some woman in the press conference or a guy in the press conference asked Maresca, why aren't we seeing a lot of João Felix? Why aren't we seeing a lot of Nkunku? And he literally said that these are players I love because they're very attacking. But if I want to play João Felix, then I can't have Cole on the pitch as well. He's that type of manager where he's not going to just throw attackers like that. I don't think he's like. I see what you guys are doing. This is
all balance. It's all about balance. Yeah.
This is something that's amazing. I'd love this, but Maresca is not that type of manager who's just going to play 2 10s. I'll be honest with you. I think Xavi Simons is going to be a tad bit unlucky that he's going to basically be Cole Palmer's probably substitute, or probably have to go like a different position. Like, see where he is now, but then someone else has to drop out. If that makes sense. But I don't see them playing together. I don't think Maresca is going to allow that to happen. I think he's someone who. Yeah,
but I know we did that against Leicester when we played Cole Palmer and Felix. Remember that game?
Yeah, that is true. That but it's Leicester. That's the thing. So I don't know. I just don't see him doing this. Maybe the odd 1 or 2 game against relegation team that can't touch us. But I don't think you will want to do something like this. And to be honest with you, I don't think this is a lot of force. I don't think we even need all of this, if I'm being honest with you, because the way we're playing now, we're already too dangerous. This is something that you do when you run out of ideas, when you need a goal and you're desperate. But I feel like we don't need to be this extreme, because this is very, very extreme.
You know why?
Yeah.
The other reason why I say we need to play this type of thing, I just want those 6 players to understand each other much more. You get what I'm saying? Because the thing that we're going to go into the season about, which I have a problem with, is that we might have a situation where only certain players know how to play with certain players in that attack. You get what I'm saying? Like Palmer only knows how to play with João Pedro. I know, like, this is just, I'm just saying like this, like certain players know how to play with certain players because of movement and the amount of game time they play with each other. So we might get a situation where Gittens only plays with Simmons. Without him, he doesn't shine, and I just don't want that to happen. I just want them to be free and understand each other's game, regardless of who comes in. Because Esteval is just going to come in, and you don't know when to cut in with him. You don't know when to move into space. You get what I'm saying? So I'll be like, okay, start off like this. Let these players figure it out because these are all technically good players, right? It's not going to take time for such players to find their feet. We've seen it with João Pedro, right? Like, yo, bro, yo, Palmer, I'm João Pedro. We know how to play ball. Let's do this, right? I'll make the runs, link up play, etc. Right? So I'm thinking Estevals, Gittens, even Ganacho to a certain extent. Like, I need them to just connect first, and then we will see when we play them here and there. Tactically, I understand that.
Training, Emperor.
I know, but I want to see it at the bridge.
Emperor is playing FIFA.
Yo, guys, do you remember the time where it was just Oscar, Mata, and Hazard on the pitch?
Yeah,
and it was
but you're forgetting what was behind them. Look what's behind these players.
Correct. Yeah.
Look what's behind. Yeah. At least they had a competent goalkeeper. I'm not trying to, Sanchez, I'm not really a big fan of. Obviously after the World Cup, the Club World Cup, I've been like very impressed and happy. And obviously if he stays with that type of performance, if he keeps those type of performances up in the season, I'll be happy with him. But just look at that. That's Tosin as central centre back. You've got Cucurella, left side centre back, Reece James, the right side centre back. That is chaos. One long ball and it's game over. I'll be honest with you. Any decent midfielder that kicks the ball above those guys, you're going to be, thrashed left, right, center. But I get you. It's obviously exciting to see. I'm actually willing to bet that we will never ever see something like this ever. We will never ever see this. If I'm being honest with you, I don't even think we'll ever see this.
I know, but you know what? I don't think we might start with this similar lineup. But if you are trailing, I think we might see this because remember, we just need to equalize and win the game. We might see that. But if like we start the game with this lineup, impossible. This is suicide. And Emperor knows this, but he wants to play FIFA.
No, it's not suicide, guys.
What Maresca would do is he would put Gusto there. He wouldn't play all these wingers. Like, he wouldn't do this. This is crazy.
My thing is, right, this, and I get you guys, like, you're saying, like, the defensive side of this, right, is very flawed. Yes, I hear you guys, right? But I look at Tosin, right, and I'm like, bro, one-on-one on a good day, you're good. You can take your men on, right? And remember, like, the counter-attack on this is not as much as people think it is because you would have to have certain wingers in those half spaces. And I don't think a team will let Gittens one-on-one with their, left back or their full backs, right? Pedro, you won't leave them one-on-one. I feel like this works. The only reason why you might be scared to pull something like this is because of certain things, right? But this allows everybody to move. Like, imagine trying to keep track of Enzo Fernandez, him with those late runs, trying to keep track of Simmons, trying to keep track of the Gittens or Canacho, Esteval on the other wing, Palmer's just doing his own thing. Like, it's a lot of chaos, right? I haven't even touched on Pedro, right? Teams would be so scared to launch a counter attack because of the amount of, being backtracked, like being forced to be played. That's why, at the bridge, I don't mind seeing this. In a Champions League night, you put this out.
But
just put a
it goes back to the manager. Remember when we drew? I don't know if it was Arsenal or United when we drew 1-1. Maresca was saying that in Italy, sometimes it's always better to draw than lose and everything. Maresca's not that type of manager who's going to do this. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I get what you're saying. I would love to see this. This is amazing. But I just feel like he's just not the type of manager to do that, in my opinion. I feel like
Lopez fixed it up for you guys there. If you do play two proper defensive midfielders, we've done this many times. Like, we've probably done this 60% of the time last season against teams, lower half teams, and some stronger teams too, but mostly all the lower half to mid teams. But you got to play two. He usually had Lavia there, Lavia and Caicedo. Lavia doesn't go past halfway hardly. Caicedo around the same spot. You play 2 defensive midfielders there, you can do this. And he's done this a lot last season. We've done this many times.
With
So this is not a
Enzo,
problem.
yeah,
But
with Enzo,
you
but
can't have Enzo there because Enzo is not going to give you that. Only like
Yeah,
this,
but you-
yes, correct.
Yeah, this I agree. This I agree, and that makes sense.
This
Yeah,
we do
that's
pretty
why
much
he's more
every
likely
game.
he's more likely to do this.
Remember the game we won against Aston Villa? We did the same thing. Caicedo was playing as a right back, but he was invading to
Inverting,
midfielder, and we won 3-0. I think that game for me was my best game in the league. I know Club World Cup we are doing very well, but in the league, I think that game against Aston Villa when we went 3-0 and Caicedo invading as a midfielder. Oh my gosh. We overplayed Aston Villa. They couldn't even breathe. So overall, let's see what happened, guys. Let's see what happened.
Yeah.
And by the way, let me ask you this question, right? From Francis says we need a good central defender. So, Emperor, do you think we do really need to buy a center back?
It's a question of Heto. I don't know what's Heto's situation, because Heto can play as a center back. If we buy another center back, what about for like our list of center backs is Fofana, Chaloba, who's been good, who's been exceptional, right? Tosin, I'm forgetting one, right? I think we have 4. Colwell, right? It's 4. Am I missing anyone?
Maresca.
Badiashile. Oh my God, Badiashile. We have 5 center backs, right? And I'm like, the only time we might buy a center back, I think one of these people need to leave. And chances are they're going to vote for Chalobah because they've been trying to remove him in terms of, player sales and being 100% profit. And I don't want Chalobah to leave because he's been exceptional and we've been cruel to him in this like journey of transformation type of thing, right? So I don't see it. I think it depends on Heto, how we use Heto. And yeah, man, the problem is if we overuse Heto, what about Cucurella? So I think we might see a lot of 3 center back situations in games where Heto plays that in like hybrid where he's a left back and a left center back at the same time. I don't know.
Definitely, Rich James can play right center back, no problem as well.
Yeah, there's also that as well. But game time, minutes, I think Maresca is that type of manager of saying he controls certain players' minutes so they don't get injuries and stuff. So I'm not going to count on Rich James to play the whole season. I think he's just going to be knit and pick when to play so he gets his fitness back up. But yeah, I don't know, man, the centre back situation. I hear people saying we need another one, especially with this Colwell injury because he's out for the whole season. I'm assuming.
3/4 of the season. He'll be back in March.
Yeah, and he might miss the World Cup. Like as well, it's an ACL, right? So I don't know if
ACL,
how he's
but
going to be.
apparently, because of his age and the severity of it as well. So yeah, apparently it'll be January. He'll start getting back to running. February back on the field. March he should be ready to go. So then we still go March, April, May. That he'll probably the last 2 months of the season he should be ready to go, available.
But Maresca did say he wants another centre back, so maybe we go into the market. But who?
Yeah, those comments were taken a little bit out of context, but yeah, you can look at it either way. It was a little bit of an open. It wasn't 100%. I want one. It wasn't like that. You got to look at the whole interview and what he said before that and after. So it was a little bit taken out of context. Sorry, but yeah, look, it's. I think if Chalobah got injured and got really bad injured, like another ACL or something, then yes. But I think maybe not now. I think Chalobah's gonna be fine. So yeah, I don't think so. I don't think we're gonna get another centre back, to be honest. I think we're gonna, like I said, because there's so many options, and we saw Cucurella play left centre back quite a bit the last couple of games, semi-final, final of the Club World Cup. He played left centre back, so he didn't even go forward much at all. He played left centre back, so that was your left centre back. And then, like I said, you can play Rich James. You saw Rich James play right centre back, and he stayed at right centre back. He didn't invert or go, like he was the right centre back. So Gusto's played a right centre back before. I've seen he's played a few games at right centre back as well.
He must never play right centre back ever again.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying he has. So
Yeah.
I think there's quite a lot of options, but yeah, I don't think we'll buy anyone, to be honest. I think we're fine, and I think the club's going to probably make that decision unless another injury pops up or this Chalobah stuff is a little bit worse than what it really is. But I don't think so. I think till January, yeah. If you really need to, if you get another injury, a couple of injuries, then January you can always go and buy, get someone. But I don't think the only one you might look out for is Guehi. I know people saying no, but we do have 20% buyback, and we have also a matching clause. So any club that bids on Guehi, say it's Liverpool, they're talking to him, they haven't talked to the club, but if they bid 35 million, we have a right to match that. Anyone that bids, we have a right to match that. So some people are saying Guehi doesn't want to come to Chelsea. Well, that's not what I heard. I've seen a family member of Guehi say if Chelsea do come for him, he'll choose Chelsea over anyone, any day, any time. So it just, if we want him, I think if we let it go, we let it go. But I think if we want him, I think he's there. We'll take him if we want him. He'll come to us over Liverpool, in my personal opinion. So, like I said, we've got those clauses in those contracts, so we can swoop in anytime we want. We get notified when there's an offer in because we have we have a right to match. So Crystal Palace has to let us know there's a bid for this much. Do you guys want to match it? You've got first dibs on it. You match it, you get him. Simple as that. So that might be a little surprised, that one, especially now that the prices come down to I saw £35 million probably around there for Guehi, minus 20% as well. Well, you're looking in a pretty bargain for an international starting defender, England international, and won quite a lot recently as well as captain.
100%. So big up to Jay on the chat, and also big up.
Sorry, I just want to say. We might also get the only time I see us getting a centre back, I think it's on a loan. I just think it's just somebody just to fill in the numbers on a loan. That's the only time I see us getting a centre back.
There's no one like that. You're not going to find anyone.
Yeah, but
let's see. But personally, in my own opinion, in terms of centre back, I think from now, before the transfer window closes, I think the club and Enzo Maresca will evaluate the situation. How are we playing as, for example, Tosin and Trevor Chalobah playing together? If they're horrible and then we are not improving, I see us signing a centre back. But for now, I don't think we're going to send a centre back. But anyway,
and how's Salvina doing? How's Achapong doing? We saw Achapong coming in twice as the left centre back, which was interesting.
Yes.
So you never know. So anyway, I trust Maresca. That's for sure. I trust Maresca to make the right call on that one.
Oh yeah, scratch that. We have Anchimpong. We're not getting a centre back. Scratch all what I said.
That's one you forgot as well. And Anselmino.
Yeah.
So big up to Samuel. Samuel says, watching you from Lutheran City in Zambia, Chelsea for life. Big up, bro. Big up, JG. Says to strengthen on our defense structure, we might use a back four of Cucurella, Tosin, Rhys James, and Caicedo on the paper, and Santos, Enzo in the midfield. I said, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about that, Anopa? You haven't spoken.
Sorry, please repeat that again.
Okay, Jay says, to strengthen our defensive structure, we might use a back four of Cucurella, Tosin, Rhys James, and Caicedo on paper, and Santos and Enzo in the midfield. What are your thoughts?
I don't think Maresca sees, well, from what I've seen from Maresca so far, I think he sees Santos as a direct replacement for Enzo. So I can't see them playing together. Obviously, it might be something he learns during the season, but I feel like he sees Santos as a direct replacement for Enzo. And, Lavio with Caicedo, and, Lavio can also play a bit further. But I don't think we'll probably see that, if I'm being honest with you. We're more likely to see if it's, obviously Caicedo dropping back there to the right back position, and then Lavia and Enzo playing together. But I don't see Enzo and Santos playing together. I don't think we'll see that this season, if I'm being honest with you.
Emperor, what about you and Dante? Do you see that?
Yo, sorry, I just left the office room. What is the question?
I'll go just so you can know what it's about. Yeah, I don't see that happening either. First of all, I see Maresca. If Lavia is available, Maresca, Lavia, he'll go for Lavia over Santos, in my opinion. Santos is still behind Lavia for me, even now. I think that's the case. We'll see if he's fit. If he's not fit, then obviously Santos is there. But I don't think that will happen, to be honest. It could happen because Maresca you might surprise here and there, but yeah, I don't see it happening. I think he's not gonna do that to Caicedo, only if he really needs to, and if we're really thin for a certain matchup, maybe one game, like we said against Aston Villa, we did it. So maybe just like that, but otherwise, I don't think he will go for that. I think that's it's a little bit too much to put that on Caicedo to do that often. So yeah, I don't think he'll do that to Caicedo, to be honest.
Or is that the question on the screen?
Yes, this is a question.
Oh, yeah, no, I just don't want players out of position. That's my biggest thing. Like, even when we were doing it with Caicedo, just shows that Caicedo's levels are on a different planet. Best CDM in the league, by my opinion, probably in the world, arguably. But for him to go right back and into the midfield, I don't want him to do none of that. I think we're just wasting his energy and we're just draining him. And we overplayed him because he played a lot of under games. So I don't see him or that back four. I just see Santos playing games where Caicedo is like, bro, 60 minutes, get off the pitch. We're winning 6-0 or something like that. I'm just saying in a perfect world, right? But I just see Santos taking a lot of minutes off of Caicedo's legs, and it's just going to be a rotation thing in the midfield, including who's that other player we bought again in the midfield? Esego, yes. Those are the type of players that are going to be optional players for, let's say we have a game on a weekend and we have another game in the Champions League, right? And followed by another game. Yeah. Like rotational players. Like, there's no need to play Caicedo against Burnley away. Like, it's Burnley away, bro. Or Burnley at home, right? And we're playing Real Madrid during the week. So Santos is going to take all that. Estego is going to take all those games. And it's good for them to see how they are without another person from the first team-ish holding their hand in the midfield. Like, they let them run their own game. So I don't see that happening. Honestly, I just don't see it. I think it's just rotation.
Yeah, 100%. Big up to Black Trouble. He says, I think we must sell Nkunku cheap and clubs will buy him, then we can get Simons. I disagree with that. Cheap, man. We already made him cheap I think it's 43 right now. So there's no way we're going to reduce the price again. And Nkunku is still a good player. So no way, bro. Jay says, yeah, Lavia in place of Santos. Says, so you guys agree with the idea of Caicedo as a right back just to accommodate midfielders? No, Emperor doesn't agree. And I agree with him. We don't like it when players are playing out of position unless we have maybe Gusto and Rich James are not available. Maybe we might do those kind of things. But right now, I don't think we do that.
Yeah. If there's no injuries, don't do it. Don't do it because you're just causing problems. We've seen it enough with Tuchel and Tuchel days. So yeah, man, let's not do it again.
100%. Big up to Jami. Says here, I don't know which comment is agree with, but we appreciate your comment. Esigo for Caicedo and Santos for Enzo. Says hi, good evening, thanks for the show. Please, may know about Xavi Simons coming to Chelsea, Alejandro Garnacho coming. From what he heard from Fabrizio Romano, the deals are still open to be done, but again, we still need to sell some players. Like Dante said, if we sell some player, we'll be able to register the new one. So it's like one in, one out. So the transfer window is still open. So hopefully we can get them. It says, who is next? We want all the smoke. I don't understand what he's talking about anyway.
He's probably saying my lineup is dope. With that lineup, we want all the smoke. I think probably reading. He's probably saying, "Yeah, bro, let's just bring all the smoke, bro." Because yeah, man, that lineup is dope.
Garnacho is not good. We rather keep Jackson than Garnacho. But again, the club doesn't see Jackson as a winger. If they see Jackson as a winger, I agree with your comment, right? But again, the club really clear that Jackson is a striker for them. And I wouldn't mind that option because I think Jackson as a winger, he'll be fantastic for us. But again, the club doesn't see him as a winger. So, yeah, man.
Maresca doesn't see him as a winger. Yeah. I mean,
Exactly.
look, for him to do that, not see him, it's obviously stuff in training. Maybe tried it, they've worked on, and he's not doing it in training. He's not doing what he's supposed to. Because I wouldn't be surprised, he looked at it, but he's not happy with what he saw. So there's no point persisting with it if he can't do what he's told, maybe, or he's just not. He's not fulfilling that role. Some of us think that he might be able to do it, but again, like I said, Maresca, I trust Maresca. I'm pretty sure he's looked at it, and there's a reason why he's not using him there. There must be a reason. He wouldn't just not use that option if it was available.
Also, the left side is dead. It's dead, guys. Yo, it's Gittens there on the left alone. Like, the left side is dead. We need another player. So Garnacho, it is what it is. We have to swallow it, guys.
He's coming.
Yeah, he's coming, guys. Like, swallow it. Don't like him. He's not gonna play a lot of games, but when he does, he's gonna come off the bench. You will understand, like, bro, there are certain players, and he's prem proven and he scores goals. Yes, he gives us another, like, for Gittens goals touch what's it the corner flag, right? Yeah, he likes going that side.
If Garnacho comes, like you said, we've only got 3 players that are touchline wingers. So it's him, Neto, and Gittens. That's it. So I think that's why Maresca wants another one, just to have, because they all can play left or right. They can play both sides, really. If you really look at it, modern football, you can play left or right wing touchline. As a touchline winger, it's not hard to play left or right. So especially if you're not bad on both feet, so which both of them are. So he wants that just in case to cover when we play against teams like that. If one of them gets injured or something, well, then you're left with 2 only. So you've got no rotation then. So he wants another one, and I think it's the right move to get another one.
True. And he cuts in and has those nice cuts in. He can finish, man.
Yeah,
he's decent.
That's why he wants him, and he probably won't. People saying he's going to come and complain. Well, I think if Maresca talks to him, Enzo Fernandez talks to him, he's not going to come here and complain. He knows he's coming here to compete. He'll be a rotational piece. He's not going to be a starter, but he can earn it if he does well enough. So if he wants to come, let him come. And I'm, again, full trust in Maresca's assistants, Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, all the Spanish-speaking players, Cucurella, they will keep him in line. If he does anything, he'll be out. Maresca, the next day, he'll be gone. So
I think it's a good environment for him, by the way. Yeah, I agree with you.
Perfect environment for him to come into. Exactly. Yeah.
A bunch of other young kids who are not young kids, but young players.
Plus, they're all his age, most of them around the same age. Exactly. Yeah, a lot of Spanish speaking, like I said, all Maresca's assistants or Maresca himself, they're all Spanish speaking. Makes a big difference as well.
Yeah. So I think the discipline thing is just going to be on him, but everything is just lined up for him just to come in and perform.
Yeah, guys, if you're watching, please kindly like and subscribe to the channel. So let me follow up this. Save C Gamer says ready for any team. Uh, Black Travel says Gittens and George. But again, as much as I like Derek George, I don't think he's ready, man. But again, thank you for the goal he scored against Fulham. That goal is very important. So big up to George for that. uh, do the starting lineup for Sunday. I will do that, bro. Don't worry. Before the end of the show, says Astava must start because Gittings is not ready yet. You can see it. We must beat Crystal Palace. I don't know. I know what your thoughts about that comment. This comment. Do you agree with the gamer?
I don't think Esteban's going to start, if I'm being honest with you. I think right hand side probably going to be Neto, left hand side probably Gittens will start. In my opinion, that's what I see Maresca doing. Just because, yes, fair enough, Esteban has shown he can do well in preseason, but I feel like they're going to try slowly, just a little bit, a tad bit, try integrate him in. But I know he'll be fine. If he had to start, I think he'll also be fine as well. But I just think it'll be Gittens on the left and then Neto on the right. Yeah.
Dante, Emperor, what are your thoughts about this?
Yeah, I agree. I think Gittens will still be the starter. Again, I go back to this. Look, there is a little pecking order in the dressing room by age, usually salary as well, but age usually comes pretty much first. You have to be exceptional, like a really, really stand out completely to be young and get ahead of some of those players. But when you just come in and Maresca will want to manage him and not throwing him like that from the start. So no, maybe later on that'll be the case, but now definitely no, I don't see that happening. I think Gittens will start. He's got that left wing locked up. He's the starting left winger, in my opinion. When Xavi Simons comes in, that could change a little bit depending on matchups. And Garnacho comes in. Garnacho's again, he'll be competing with Gittens is there as well. But I think Garnacho will be much more squad player, more rotational piece than actually. I think Gittens, that's his for now. He's got that, and I think you saw that Maresca put his strongest team out against AC Milan. I think that'll be the team that starts against Crystal Palace as well.
Yeah, 100%. David says better sell them for. I want Xavi Simons only to come on number 10 helping Cole Palmer. I think the transfer window is still open. Hopefully we can get it done soon. How can Chelsea lineup be when they signed Xavi Simons? We talked about it, but I'll just demonstrate for you.
You must show him the right lineup. Don't show him anything else.
Not the FIFA lineup, but the
no. This is not a FIFA lineup. It's the correct lineup. You need to be honest here, guys. That's what Maresca would do. If I was Maresca, and if I know Maresca like I know Maresca, that's the lineup he's going to put up when Xavi Simons comes.
Where's that? Okay, let me just show him that. Not the FIFA lineup, Emperor.
This is in possession, by the way, just so to make it clear. Yeah.
So Muzami, this is the lineup with Xavi Simons if we really sign him. So yeah, man.
Anaku, bro. Yeah. Anaku, bro. If you're true to yourself and you're a real Chelsea fan, you know that Maresca wouldn't put such a lineup out. and there's another lineup that is gonna show you levels.
Oh my
So
goodness, Emperor. So
I
you're saying
I
that
would
like 60%
understand.
of the lineup last season, 70% of the lineups he put out was like this similar, and he wouldn't do it again this season.
I'm just saying. I know the manager. I've been with him for like a year or so. So I understand what he
You know the
thinks
manager
in a
that you
daily
didn't even like.
basis.
You said he's a championship manager, and you know the manager.
He changed my life, bro. I'm allowed to understand him when he changes my life. My thing is with managers, by the way, you got to prove something to me, bro. Whether you did it wherever, I don't care. The minute you land at Chelsea, I'm giving you a season to prove to me that you are the guy. And
Yeah.
he proved it.
For you, yes. Like me and Tobago, some others, we knew that he'll be very good. He'll do the job perfectly. But yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're right. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
we
It's
knew,
proof. You can
Emperor,
go
we
back,
knew
it's all
about it.
recorded. Go on Chelsea Perspective.
Nah,
It's all
nah,
recorded.
guys. You didn't. I don't think there's anybody who was expecting this type of tactical adjustment from Maresca. Let's not act like we all watched Maresca, guys. Let's not do this.
No, well,
Bro,
some people studied him,
we, we,
like me and Tobago.
we did
Yes.
our research. I remember I was checking this link. I was watching Leicester City games, and I only knew he's struggling against that guy who was coaching Ipswich Town. Who's that? McKenna, right? The other
Yes.
clubs he was doing very well. I know he had a patch when the team was not doing well, but he turned things around and they eventually won the league. And then people like to say this, oh, he almost bottled the league, but again, he won the league. So what is almost? So all I'm saying is that we did our research with Enzo Maresca, and we said, oh, this guy might actually fit to what we are doing. And also, Mauricio Pochettino, before leaving Chelsea, he was building towards that system. So that's why Enzo Maresca took over from Poch and did what he did at Chelsea.
I'm just gonna say this about Poch there. I don't like the guy, right? And the only reason why I don't like the guy is because he made false promises, right? The only problem with what I have with Pochettino, and it's a gripe. Like if I see him, God forbid, I'm gonna punch him because when the season started, preseason, right? This guy came in and played flowing football, like the one that I show you, and you guys are like, it's FIFA settings. You won't do that. Da, da, da. He was playing that. He was, yo, bro. And I was like, oh shit, what is this? This might be good. What are you doing over here? Right? And I believed it. And I was like, yo, I even backed him. Like, yo, Pochettino might be the guy. Maybe it was just me. Da 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 da. Right? I gave him the whole spew. Then we get into the league. The first game, brother, was like against Liverpool. I remember it correctly. He reverted. He started playing defensively, and I'm like, whoa, what is this? And some players are not playing. Then he started spewing like, I want to win. 2 minutes later in the conference, he's like, nah, we're not ready. And I'm like, bruh, do you know where you are? Like, this is not Spurs.
Yeah, he's a flip flop.
Exactly. So
he didn't know what was going on.
When that's why I'm like, when Maresca came in, right? And I was like, okay, brother, the previous guy I just hated. So I'm just you have like a season with me, right? And what you say and what you do is it has to match. If you say we're not ready, you have to prove to me that we are not ready, right? And when that, I remember when I think it was December, we were around the top of the league, right? First, around there before we fell off, right? And people were like, "Oh, you're challenging," and he was like, "No, we're not ready." And I was like, "I understand why you would say that, right? Take off the pressure of the players. They're young. It might go to their head. They might do, overexert themselves in certain situation. We haven't even found a system yet. Nobody could tell us what the system was then. It was just trying to find a win the game, understand each other, understand the players, so on and so forth. So I would understand when he said it like that, right? And then when we fell off, and I was like, all right, cool, makes sense. The minute you say that, the players take that and be like, we're not good enough, da 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 da. Maybe you don't believe in us, and then it just shows that the mentality to win has to be, regardless of what the manager says, I'm just gonna go play football and put in the hard yards and so on and so forth, right? But Maresca showed that, okay, when I fall off, it even got to him as well, right? He started doing experimenting, understanding, and I was like, Maresca, you're trying to follow the Poch mentality. But then he brought it back, and when the chips are down, he won games, right? And he got us into a form, and he understood that, wait, this football club is all about winning. None of this build up phases and challenging and all this nonsense. It's all about stacking trophies. And he understood that. And after that Fulham game, as you say, the Tariq George goal, after that, we went on a serious run. Like tactically, everything was just brilliant, right? Yes, there were games here and there where you might question, but I understand he's human. He's liable to mistakes. So I backed him from then. I didn't back him from when it started. I gave him a chance. Right now, he just proved to me like, yo, I'm backing you. If you're saying we're ready for the league, we're ready for the league. If you say you want a center back, hey yo, Toad Bowley, give him the black card. Let him go get him a center back. As long as you get what I'm saying. So you gotta earn the black card, in my opinion. Like we don't just come in here and be like, I just want this player, I want that player. Like, wow, what have you done for Chelsea? I don't care what you've done for La Liga, for Bundesliga. I don't care about all of that. What are you gonna do for us? And what have you done for us? Then we're gonna give you a black card. I think that's how it's supposed to work. Plus, you cannot just come into a team and just replace the whole 9 yards. Like you don't even test the players that you have. Like you don't even know their strengths and so on and so forth. But yeah, if you guys backed him from get go, I bet you guys did your research. I didn't do my research. I just wanted to see him at Chelsea. Like, what are you gonna do with this group of players? That's all.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
Well said.
fair enough.
Hopefully, you don't change your tune if he loses 3 or 4 games in a row.
Yeah, you will have a question mark. You will have a serious question mark. I can promise you that you will have a question mark. My thing is, I don't mind you fucking up, but it has to be fucking up in the sense of not a Pochettino trying to force
No,
Cucurella's left
do
wing
you think you'll
on
ever see
our
us losing
throats.
5-0 like Pochettino did? No.
No, I don't want that. I'd rather like we lose 1-0, but I can see what's going on. You get what I'm
Exactly, and
saying?
I think that's the worst we've seen. If we lost 1-0, 2-1. We lost. The only one game where we lost was bad. I think was against Brighton, 3-1 or whatever it was. But that was
Three
it.
nil.
3-0.
The rest
3-0.
we just lost
3-0.
because we just lost, not because we were really really bad. It's just we couldn't score. The other team were just a little bit better. We were always in every game. I never went into a game saying that we're going to lose this game. The worst I've feared was a draw, maybe. So I think you've got that confidence in him. You're not going to see like Pochettino play basketball and lose, 5-2 or sometimes win 4-2. But you're always conceding. You're not going to see that with Maresca. The organization is too good. The attention to detail is too good. He knows the
True.
players. Technical players. That's why me and Tobago, we saw from the start. We knew he loves technical players. Our team was full of technical players. He's going to make these guys click. It will take a little while. They'll have a bump because they're young, but he'll get over the bump. And even when we went through that bad run, I was still backing him. I was saying, look, we're going to get over that bump very soon. He's almost got it. I can see it. It's nearly there. He's going to get over that bump, and then we're going to be pretty unbeatable after that. And next summer, when he gets in another 2 or 3 players that he really wants, that fit his system, and this is what we're buying. We're not buying superstar names. We're buying players that fit our system and the way Maresca wants to play. And that's how you become successful. Like a lot of fans, I'm not sure if you're one of them, wants Donnarumma, go sign all these big star
Osimhen.
names. Don't fit
Osimhen.
this. Osimhen.
Oh, I don't want this. I don't want Osimhen. I just don't
Yeah, so
want
people
Osimhen.
want big star names but they don't fit this system. They don't play in this system. You cannot play Osimhen in this system. You cannot play Donnarumma in this system. You can't play these players, big star names, in these type of systems. They have to be a system player. That's why Maresca is buying these players, because we've got money. We had money. We can go and buy who we want, basically. But he's buying system players, and that's why you're seeing the benefits of that right now.
Also, we learned from the Lukaku situation as well. Like, That was I think the board understood that
I think more like the
it's
Sterling
all
situation.
yeah, Sterling's and actually we gave the black card to Tuchel and Tuchel
Correct.
did what he did.
Yes, that
Right.
was a mistake. Yes.
Yeah, so all those players were like, okay, we did not have a plan, and the only reason why it showed, like they knew, they're like, bro, you're a football person. Here's a black card. Who do you want? And he did what he did, right? And everybody, I can tell you, a lot of Chelsea players are like, Sterling, really? It's Tuchel. We backing the manager, right? And because he did what he did, and Tuchel was who he was at that particular point in time. We couldn't question it, right? Same as right now, right? Even in the PSG game, right? I was like, people are like, yeah, we're gonna. I'm like, nah, we're gonna beat PSG. Like, no, you have no chance. I'm like, no, the way Maresca plays is not one-sided, right? It's not like I'm scared of those teams, da 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 da. It's like I have tactics. I can actually get at the opponent. That's why I was pissed that day Pochettino played against Liverpool. I was looking at the players that we had. I was like, rah, we can beat this team, even in the game. Um, it was like here and there. I remember it like it was yesterday. And just where I was like, nah, bro, Pochettino's not the guy.
That's because
Like I
Pochettino
tried.
over technicality, he goes for road runners instead of technicality, and he puts road runners in
Exactly.
technical positions. Never gonna
Even
work.
here, he even has a beep test, and majority of our players got injured. like,
Yes.
like, bro, it did not work. It did not work. So right now we have a lot of technical, like some of the plays that we have, guys, are just scary. That's why I'm like, my formation, the way Maresca, I know Maresca can work because the technicality of this team is just on another level, especially if we get Simmons. Like, I can't wait for us to get
I
Simmons.
hope
But
we see
yeah,
Yeah.
that
I agree.
formation when we need to score a couple of goals in the last 15, 20 minutes.
I want to see it in the 90 minutes, bro. I
Yeah,
want us
Those
to
players need
dominate.
lungs. They have lungs. They need to breathe and run that much. I don't know if they can do that in that formation.
I want to see it for like the first 60 minutes, and then you can put in your Estigo in your Santos for the next 30. If we're like 2-0, 3-0 up. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So that's how you injure players. That's going back to Pochettino. You're going to make them run, and not worry about positional play, technicality, and positioning and passing and triangles and following tactics. You let them do what they want and run around like road runners, like Pochettino did.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
just to add on Poch, right? I remember Emperor during the preseason. I was guessed up. I was like, wow, Pochettino is going to play amazing football, and he
Bro?
changed the whole thing. What he did from the preseason into the
Preseason,
league was day and night. This is my only issue with Poch. And then after Thiago Silva told him to change the tactics, he changed it, and then we started playing football. I remember we had 6 or 7 or 8 game rounds or 5 games, if I remember, and we qualified for the Europa League. Unfortunately, Manchester won the FA Cup, and we moved to the Conference League. But that season was like a yo-yo, up and down, and I was so pissed, man, with Poch. So overall,
let's not forget, Cucurella couldn't get in the team. A lot of these players, they didn't even
Bro?
play Cucurella.
He was forcing Chilwell on left wing, bro. Do you know
Yeah.
how criminal that is? When we had Mudryk, we had a couple of wingers. We had Sancho. We had didn't we have Sancho? No, we didn't have
No, not
Sancho.
not Sancho. We had
Who was it? It was Sterling,
Sterling
what,
was there,
Sterling,
obviously.
yeah.
Sterling.
Mudryk, and I don't know who the other left winger we had. But we had so many left wingers, and we started Chilwell left wing.
That's right, I remember.
Yeah, like I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Because I swear to God, every Chelsea fan woke up at like probably 2 a.m. to watch them, unless you're in America, right? And you're watching that football. That football was like, whoa. Yeah, I'm glad that I stayed up for this, because there's this one goal where Jackson and Mudryk link up and they just buried it. And I was like, oh my God. I think it was against Newcastle in preseason. And I was like, wait, Pochettino, brother, you probably might cook. You get what I'm saying? Maybe you are the right person. And then game week 1, Chilwell left wing. Like, wait, what? What the fuck are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here, dude? So yeah, man. I swear to God, bro, that man, Yeah, he did a number on us, bro. He did a number on us.
100%. And what I like about Enzo Maresca, right? This season, I think, like you all say, we are so confident that we're going to do well this season. I remember listening to it's a PSG midfielder, right? He was talking about Luis Enrique. Says the first season with Enrique, we're just learning the system, but the second season we are almost perfect because we know how the coach wants us to play. So overall, I'm saying like we just needed him to get to know to the player, get to know the players and everything, so that the players can know the system as well. So I'm happy right now. They're doing very, very well. So let me read the comments. Jeremiah says, what about Xavi Simons? We're just waiting for here we go, but again, we need to sell some players in order to sign Xavi Simons. It says, hi, I'm watching you live from Ghana. Please, any details about Xavi Simons and Garnacho? Uh, Garnacho, I think we're getting both of them, but let's see. At the end of the day, we are not a sporting director. Actually, I love this guy, right? Says, guys, Astava is ready. I'm telling you. Yes, he might be ready, but again, he's still young. We need to be careful. And also, Black Travel says Gittens is a threat to other teams. I'm sure Gittens is going to play like Vinny Jr. I wouldn't say like Vinny Jr., but Gittens is a good player, man. It's a baller. Since Astava coming from the bench can work, to be honest. He can also, yes, him starting on the bench, I don't mind. As long as Chelsea win, man, I don't care who plays, to be honest. What is the latest transfer news? I've just told you, Jeremiah says, just imagine if we had Osimhen. Yeah, if you had Osimhen, but again, my issue with Osimhen, those wages, can you fit to enter Maresca system? We're not sure yet. Watching from Uganda, Holma City. I appreciate our African brother says, and we must get a frank sponsor. I think Chelsea are working on that. So let's see. So I just want us to go to this player, right? Our players one by one before we name our Premier League lineup. So, Emperor, what are your thoughts about Estava, and also what is your expectation for him this season? And I know he's still young, so don't give us a high expectation, bro.
I think Esteval fucked up in the was it the Milan? No, it's the Leverkusen game. I think he fucked up. He introduced us to a vibe that I don't think he's gonna maintain. And I'm saying this in terms of he needs to ease in, right? I think he should just take his time. I think he has the luxury to take his time because there are certain players that are there to facilitate him taking his time. This is why I like our lineup. Um, Esteval's a good player. He's going to get a lot of game time. We have a lot of games. There's games where he's not going to be good, as we've seen. I've watched it. I can't say I've watched him in Palmeiras. I can't say that. I only watched him in the FIFA Club World Cup. I didn't know who Esteval was. So when we signed him, I was like, I'm gonna watch him, but the game time and yeah, man, 2 a.m. I'm sorry, Brazil, but I can't wake up at that time. Like it's peak for me. But people have good everything good to say. But when I watched him in the Club World Cup, I was like, oh, okay, I understand it. He's good. He's exciting, man. He's something that Chelsea need, and you can see it in the way he plays in the Leverkusen game, bro. Jesus Christ, that kid was just moving. It didn't take. This is what I like about good players, right? We don't need a season. Good players don't need a season. They don't need to acclimatize. They don't need all these excuses. Good players just play, bro. Like Palmer, when he linked up with Esteval in the Leverkusen game, like, bro, it didn't take 10 years. Literally, this is the first game, and they were like, okay, yeah, you're moving like this. I can see you cut in. Okay, I can play you in. You're vacating the space. I'm moving in there. Like, it was interchangeable because they're good players. They top range players. So I'm not worried about Esteval. He's just gonna take his time, and he's just good, man. The only thing I would question is his GA, right? And I know GA is not the thing and all of that, But I think at Chelsea you would have to put an X amount of GA, especially as a forward. Like I think he should strive for 10 goals this season. I think in all comps, I think he should strive for that and move towards a lot of assists and stuff because the players are there. The connections are there. The Brazilian connection is there. The South American connection is there. So yeah,
100%. And big up to Jackson. He says, will Xavi Simons join Chelsea? Jackson team at the Blues from Halma City. With Xavi Simons, we're just waiting for here we go from Fabrizio Romano or David Austin Bomba. Let's be patient, Chelsea fans. I know we want them. So let's be patient. So Dante, what about you? What are your thoughts about Istaval Willie, and also what is the expectation for him this season?
Yeah, look, what Emperor said there makes a lot of sense. Look, these were preseason games. It wasn't English opposition, first of all. So first, we need to see that the Premier League is very different from these friendlies. It's much faster paced. We know in the English teams how they press, and it's a very different, different league, different. The way they play, the speed of the game is very different. So, but he'll still, I think, do quite well. Emperor said 10 goals there. Yeah, probably. I think that's a really, really good first season. If you can get 10 goals, maybe 5 assists or something like that, 15 GA, something like that, that would be a very, very solid first season. I think he'll do very well, and I think I can see him doing well in the European games. When we play, especially some of those European games in the Champions League, I think he'll do very well. When we play low blocks, I think he'll come in very handy when we play low blocks as well. So, because then, there's a lot more. He's very good with his feet, very technical, tight spaces are very good. But yeah, I think when some of those more open games, like in the Premier League, where it's, teams press a lot and press high and don't give you time, well, then I think, yeah, he might need a bit of time to adapt to the actual Premier League, to the league. So, but otherwise, I think in Europe and there's other type of games, I think he'll still do very well. Like, I do have very high hopes of him. I have very high expectations of him. He is a talent. Doesn't matter if he's young. He's one of those that's young, but it will still take a little bit to get that. Like I said earlier, there's still a little pecking order. You really got to improve yourself first, though. So you've shown that in preseason. The next step is keep going, slowly integrating. And I know Maresca will integrate him slowly. We saw that with a lot of, even Mudryk when he came. He started Mudryk very differently and then integrated him slowly. He was getting better, mostly in the Conference League. Then starting him in the Premier League, and he was doing really well. And then all of a sudden, we know what happened. So, but that just shows me Maresca will give him that time and he will integrate him, especially from the interviews, what he said. He basically said the same thing. So he'll get his time. Yeah, he'll come on in some games and he might not play in some games at all, like I said. But, I think he will still get a lot of minutes and I can still see him scoring, like I said, around that 10 goal mark. I think that's a very solid season. And if you're going to get another 5-6 assists on top of that, it's sort of a 15 GA, I think that is an outstanding first season, because from there it can only get better. And next season, or maybe even halfway through this season, when he gets a bit acclimatized, like I said, the Premier League's different. The weather's very different. It's wet most of the time in winter. It's cold, wet, and the intensity of the Premier League, physicality as well. But him being from Brazil, coming straight from Brazil, not European football, they're pretty physical in Brazil. So I don't think that's a problem. And you saw that in the Club World Cup when Cucurella marked him. Cucurella was kicking him left, right, and center. He was taking it all in and still played through it all. So he doesn't mind. He's used to that in Brazil. So I'm not worried about the physical side. I'm more worried about the pace, not have time with the ball, the weather, always being wet, but it's a different type of wet because cold wet is not like humid wet like in Brazil. So yeah, I think it will take him time to adapt to that. But after 6 months or a year, the season after, I'm expecting massive things from him because I think he's got that superstar potential, 100%. But this first season, ease in. If you can get around, like I said, that 15 GA all up for the whole season with still plenty of minutes, I think that's an outstanding season.
Also, Dante, with Esteval, right? He enjoys his football. like he plays with a smile on his face.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah, yeah,
it's refreshing to see. Like even in the not Aston, AC Milan game, right? When he came off the bench, like, bro, we winning everything, and you would expect a player to come on and just just the
But
ball
that's it,
around.
Charles. Players like this, they enjoy the game, they love the game. But when you go to England and you play in England and it's cold and you're freezing every morning at training and it's wet,
Yeah,
it gets
the
to
way
you.
that
It's
could
not the
be.
same. You're playing, but it's not as fun anymore. It's a bit different. You're grinding through it. It's very, very different to a lot of the other leagues in England.
This
It is always
this is
like that. Most of the season is like that anyway. Like obviously at the start a little bit now is good, but at the end it's a little bit good. But the major part of the season, it's a grind. It's different. You enjoy, but you don't see players like that, and that's why you don't see a lot of those type of players come to the Premier League. You're not going to see your Messi. You're not going to see your Neymar. You're not going to see these players come to the Premier League. They're just not coming here. They wouldn't come.
I think that's the only test that he might get. I think that and the physicality, uh, because as you say, like those times where it's a grind, I think that's when we see if is the smile going to be there. Are you still going to be enjoying your football? Are you still going to
Exactly.
be taking on the players and so on and so forth? And this is why I think it's a major factor, like you said, um, the Spanish speaking settling in. Like like if you look at our whole team, like it's designed Portuguese or Spanish.
Bit different,
It's
yeah, a little bit.
designed yeah, it's designed for him to be like, yo, Enzo be like, yo, bro, come through. Let's chill. Pedro Neto, yeah, don't go there. Let's go through. Let's do this. You get what I'm saying? Like, they can be little bro him in a way in terms of acclimatizing to the English Premier League, right? Because Pedro has been there for like a long time.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
he'll
think he had
help
like
you.
5 seasons or so, right? So, um, that's a big advantage in him. Like the coaches are there. Like he's surrounded properly for him to thrive. That's why I'm like I don't mind any player right now. The Ganachos, I treat them the same. Gittens as well. Like I do not mind these players because they get to a Chelsea and be like, yo, I can actually do good here. The vibe is right. Everything is right. All I just gotta be is discipline and put in the work. That's all because you will be given the opportunity to do so. And if you're not, you will understand that, bro, you're not doing what needs to be done. So somebody behind you is ready to do that. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't mind Gittens and Estaval. Like I just see them
Gittens
doing
played
great.
in England before. He grew up, so he's fine. He's okay.
Yeah,
Garnacho the same. He's played last three years in England, so he's okay. Yeah, just Esteval probably might take a little bit just to acclimatize to that type of football because it is very different, and that's why a lot of players that do come in like that they struggle in the first season in the Premier League because it's a bit of such a big change. He's got all the talent in the world, though. That's nothing to do with his talent. This is all other stuff. So, talent's there 100%. And, on beautiful nights and clear weather and nice, he'll do just really well. But yeah, it'll be that part of the season when it's a really grind and you're not looking forward to, training every morning in that weather, playing in that weather for every 3 days, basically, because we're in the Champions League as well. So, traveling, another thing, travel. He hasn't done that like that before. You got to
yeah.
travel all over Europe and come back 3 days later, and then travel again, and then come back 3 later. A lot to
You know,
adjust
I
to.
did.
That's why I think it might take him a little bit, but after that, he'll be a superstar, in my opinion. No problems.
Imagine if he came in and he was going to the Conference League, those games of the Conference League, where he's going all the way to the middle, to the side of eastern side of Europe, and he's like, you remember those? I don't know what game it was. When we
Yeah,
played
some
in
of
the
those
snow,
games in Kazakhstan and wherever it was, and
Kazakhstan.
I
Yeah,
can't remember where. Yeah.
yeah. You see that? Like, I wouldn't mind a player be like coming back and trying to play Newcastle away and be like, yo, bro, I can't do this. Like, it don't make sense because
You're going
like,
from the
yo,
cold, but you're going to Kazakhstan where it was like -5 degrees or something. It was even way colder. So, yeah.
exactly. So yeah, I also I agree with you. He just has to acclimatize to London, basically. That's all.
100%. For me, with Astavan, I think is a team player. The way he celebrates, even on the bench, I think who scored that goal? The last goal was João Pedro, right? The Bayer Leverkusen game. I was like, okay, this kid, even the penalty that he won against AC Milan, he was just celebrating it. And he gave the ball to Liam Delap that we talk about to score that penalty. But overall, I think we have a player on our hands. Also, Jackson says, is it true that Garnacho has joined Chelsea? I'm Jackson watching from Halma City in Uganda, and tell me about Colwell injury and replacement for Colwell. At the moment, the club are not replacing Colwell. They just waiting to see how will Tosin and Trevor Chalobah play together. We have Josh Chopo in there. Wesley Fafana is getting fit. So let's see. And also in terms of Garnacho, the deal is not done yet. So now let's move to Gittens. The player that I'm excited to see at Chelsea is Jamie Gittens, because he's the perfect player for Enzo Maresca's system, touchline winger. So I'm so excited to see Gittens at Chelsea. So my expectation for him this season, 10 goals, 10 and 10 assists, or even more than that. But again, he still needs to develop in the Premier League because he was playing for Man City, right? So he went to Germany. But at Chelsea, man, this kid is so special. He just like those kind of, he needs to polish his end product. But as a player, I think a lot of Chelsea fans are going to love this player. So that not Dante, I mean, I'm about to say Anopa. Emperor, what are your thoughts about Gittens?
A bit of a weird one with Gittens. I think I've yet to see him. I just need him to show me something, because again, I didn't watch him a lot. I know I think he had a lot of, not a lot, but some injury problems at Dortmund. But I just want to see something. The comms are not as much, like, I just want to see him play. But one thing I can say, I love his step overs. They're so smooth and clean. Like, they're not forced. He's not pushing the ball too much. Like, it's much more smoother. So I just want to see more. Like, that's why I'm like, Palace, start, bro, and just do something. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on you or anything, but I just want to see what you're made of. Like, it's that thing of like, I just want to see. That's all. And if everybody's saying Gittens is good, Gittens is a touchline winger, I just want to see it, because that's what happened. I don't know. I don't like comparing players, but with Madueke, I thought he was going to be a 1v1 demon and he was just going to take on players. But he did when he wanted to. And I was like, nah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. Like, understand, like, at Chelsea, bro, like, you gotta create. You gotta go full throttle. Like, it is there for you to do that. And when it's there for him to do that, he's just picking and choosing when to do it. Like, I don't like that. So with Gittens, I'm just hoping he just starts off nicely. I just also put the same numbers as Esteval on him. Like, give me 15 GA in all comms, and then we move from there, because I know you can do it in a Champions League night. Like, I've seen highlights of you in the Champions League night. I've seen highlights of you at Dortmund. I know you're already acclimatized to the Prem, not the Prem, but English football. But okay, do something. Show up. That's all. Because that left wing is your number one right now. You're right. Like, nobody else can hit the left wing. Like, it's only him, right? João Pedro, yes, he can go both ways, but he's much more preferred on the right, right? So right now, I just want to see him at Crystal Palace, and we'll take it from there. But 15 GA, that's all I'm expecting from him. If everyone in that front line, actually, 15 GA. Like, bro, like, I don't care if you're coming off the bench, bro. There's too many games. 15 GA should be a benchmark. for anybody on that on at the Chelsea front line.
100%. Black Trouble says Gittens, he's left and right-footed, dribbling, scoring. We're gonna see Gittens shining. I mean. So Dante, what about you? What are your thoughts about Gittens? Are you excited to see him?
Yeah, very excited. Like Emperor said there, yeah, probably 15J, the same kind of numbers, maybe a little bit more if he's always starting and he's the proper number one starter and gets a lot of games, probably up to 20, in my opinion. If you can do that, that'll be amazing for a first season as well. So, yeah, look, like Black Trouble said there, left foot, right foot, close control, very tight dribbling at speed as well. Something the Madueke could only really shoot on his left. He can only shoot on his left. He was very predictable. He's always going to cut back on his left and shoot on his left, and he's always going to look for the shot first and then look for an assist. Very rarely he looks for the assist first. He was always one of those type of players, and he just became very predictable. And as a defender, you know how to mark him, and that's exactly what happened. He scored that hat trick. After that, got figured out pretty quickly and scored another 2 goals for the rest of the season, basically 2 or 3 goals. So yeah, look, he just wasn't improving. I backed him from the start, but I think 2 seasons, nearly 2.5 seasons, he just in the end, especially in the last few months when we sort of needed him and everyone stepped up, he's the one that really withered away and didn't do absolutely nothing in those last 10-15 games. So yeah, very disappointing, and I didn't mind him going, to be honest. I wanted a player that can come in just like Gittens, has got a left foot, right foot, can score really well, can shoot, but he looks to assist as well, Gittens first. He likes to take his player on, looks to assist. If that doesn't happen, then he goes for the goal. So that's the big difference. So that's why I see him getting quite a lot of assists, Gittens as well. So probably more than goals, but I think that's what the primary role of a winger should be first, is assist first, second scoring. That's just my personal opinion. And I think that's how wingers are successful. If you do those assists and look after your teammates and you do, because you're always, as a winger, he's going to be very isolated. He's, going to be a lot of one-on-ones. He's going to get past players. And yes, he's still got to work a little bit on that end product, that little final ball or that last shot, when to take that shot or when to do it. But I've seen him do them at a very high level. A lot of people saying, "Oh, he was crap. He didn't do well he did pretty well in the first game, but second game he did very well dribbling, getting past the player, but then that decision making. But it's one game, and I've seen him do it at a very high level. Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League, absolutely ripping up teams and doing exactly that. So pretty confident he can do it. Will he do it straight away? Let's hope so. It might take a few games to get your teammates a little bit more, a bit more in training. Let's not forget he came a little bit late as well. So just to know the movements of everyone. And once that happens, I see him shining. I think he's going to be a star on the team. I think he'll only get better. And I can really see him getting a lot of assists and goals, but probably more assists than goals, in my opinion. And he'll be a key player in that team, I think. Especially when we play against teams that are a little bit more open, or like playing against low block. Probably not as suited against low blocks, although he can still do it pretty good. But I think that's where, if Xavi Simons Xavi Simons for me would play against low blocks. And then second half, last 30 minutes, Gittens comes on, say we're up or whatever. Then Gittens can come on, and then when the opposition is a little bit open, well, that's when he's at his best. And even with Dortmund, the same kind of thing. Dortmund are not such a dominant team. They like to, go on the break as well, and they like a bit of open space. And he always got that there as a winger when he played as a winger. Not so much this season when he played as an attacking midfielder, because they changed their coach and their system, and that didn't work too well. So again, because he was in tight spaces, not in open space. So he'll be a touchdown winger used in more open games, in my opinion, a lot. And you saw the dribbling he's capable of, even against AC Milan. He didn't have the best game because this final product wasn't good, but the dribbling, close dribbling, head up, he was beating his man pretty much nearly every time. That's what you want to see. And that's what Madueke failed to do quite a lot, especially the last half of the season. yeah, he just completely lost it. He was shocking. I think his head was already somewhere else. So yeah, it is. We'll wait and see. But as a starter, I expect him to get between that 15 and 20 GA for the season if he's a starter and plays majority of the games.
Yeah, big up to Ambra. I saw your message. I appreciate it, bro, for coming. So let me just read this comment. It says now we are talking about big players. João Pedro, he keeps on scoring. He figure out being surrounded by quality players in Chelsea. By quality in Chelsea with Pedro, we can win. We can win the Champions League. So, what are your thoughts about João Pedro? What is your expectation for him, Dante?
Not a goal every game. He's not going to continue scoring every game. It would be nice if he did, but no, that's probably not going to happen. But I still expect him to be quite pretty much involved in most games. Why? Because he can play in the games that you're open, but he can teams that play mid to high block, but he can also play against low blocks very well. So he'll play, I think, quite a lot of games. He'll probably be the main striker, in my opinion. He'll be used a lot that way because he's very versatile and can do both. Very good in the air, as we saw as well. And players like Neto, you saw that in the game against AC Milan, those crosses. Neto last season had the number one most accurate crosses in the box in the whole Premier League. But we didn't have a striker there to really be in position to put those away, did we? So he was number one in the whole Premier League. Accurate crosses into the box was Neto. So accurate is you're crossing and it hits, it goes straight to your player. So we just had no one to score those goals, unfortunately. So now we do. We have him, and Delap can do that very comfortably as well. But João Pedro is a smart player. He gets in those spaces. So he's going to get a lot of balls in from Pedro Neto on the right, Esteval on the right, Palmer on the right, left. They're going to interchange. Simons, if he comes from a bit deeper or in the half spaces. Gittens on the left, Garnacho maybe. He's going to get a lot of service. And yeah, I think he'll probably, if he doesn't, fingers crossed, no injured, no nothing, he'll probably be one of our most important players up there with Palmer. I think it'll be him and Palmer with the main guys in this team. I can really see him. See him easily hitting that 20 goal mark, to be honest, for the season in all competitions. I think he can hit that 20 goal mark, no problem. So that's what I kind of expect from him, around that 20 goal. 15's fine as well if he gets some good assists as well, which he can do because it does drop deep as well. So, but if he can get all comps around 20 goals, yeah, amazing. I'll be happy with 15 goals as well minimum. So, like Maresca said, he likes his strikers, his players to score, not 30 goals. He likes them 15, 15, 15, 15. He wants them spread out like that. So, if he does the 15, he's done his job. If he's done the 15, for the seasons in the Premier League. So yeah, that's sort of my expectation from him because I think he will play a lot. He'll be the majority guy starting in most of the important games.
100%, I agree with you. For me, I think around 20 to 25 goals in all competition with assist. But I think, I remember I've shared a post on X saying, I think Enzo Fernandez, Cole Palmer, Esteval, and Pedro Neto, I think they're going to have a lot of assists because if you see this guy, I think he's more polished than Nicolas Jackson. He knows where to be in the penalty area, and he's so good in the box. So I expect a lot of goals from him. But again, we don't have to be on harsh on him. If he miss other games, like you said, Dante won't score every game. But I have a good feeling that, man, we're going to have a good season with this kind of player, man. Oh, man, especially his movement. I'm loving it.
Look, if he stays fit, it'll be pretty hard to stop him most games. Just as long as he stays fit, we have no problem. Obviously, if something happens, well, then it changes the dynamics a little bit. But if he stays fit, we're going to have an amazing season.
100%. Now, before I give you the microphone, with Liam Delap, I expect him to score at least 15 to 20 goals in all competitions. I think this guy will do well at Chelsea. A lot of fans are writing me off because it's from Ipswich Town. He didn't do well in the championship, those kind of things. I think Liam Delap is a good player. It's not a fantastic player at the moment, but I think when you play against with better players, I think you'll improve as a player. As long as we have Pedro Neto, Enzo Fernandez, Cole Palmer, I think this guy will do well. So, what are your thoughts about him this season and your expectation?
Yeah, look, probably not as high as João Pedro because he'll still play a lot, but I don't think probably as much. I think he'll need to earn it. He might actually take over. You never know, but I still think João Pedro, just for his versatility, will be that guy most of the time. But yeah, that just means he's going to get a lot of those lesser games, or maybe some of those lesser cup games, which still he should be scoring quite a lot of goals in those as well, especially those because you're going to come up against weaker teams, etc. So I still see him, like you said, I still see him around the 15 goal mark as well because of that reason. It's basically you're not playing a lot of those big games. You're coming on, but you're coming on late. Well, there's goals to get on late, but if you're playing, then you're going to start those other teams against some other teams. Well, you're going to have more chances to score in those games as well. So I think, I think around that 15 goal mark for him, that would be really, really good. 12 to 15, I'll say around that sort of mark, 12 to 15. Anything over that is a bonus, I think. But, if he does become the main striker, though, well, that could change. That could go up, obviously. But it just depends on game time, how much he plays, when he plays, etc. But I do expect him to still get a lot of minutes because, like I said, if he might still come on nearly every game, and if he doesn't come on every game, he'll probably play in the next 2 games. He'll probably play one every third game. He'll probably be a starter every third game. I think he'll be a starter, so he'll still go plenty of games. So yeah, I expect him around that, close to that 12 to 15 goals. If he gets 5 assists along the way, 20 GA, that'll be perfect. But yeah, I still expect João Pedro to just have that a bit more with the GA, up to 25 around there.
Yeah, 100%. With Premier League games, Carabao Cups, those kind of things, I think is going to rotate. So I'm not worried. Since I have a feeling Garnacho is pushing Manchester United to push their price down. But also, CN White, big up to you, by the way. I think also Manchester United, they messed up because they made it clear that Garnacho, Rashford, Malaysia, Anthony, they are not they're part of the team. So there's no way they're going to get a big price for those players. So that's my thing. What I thought about it before I talk about Andre Santos.
So just repeat that one again. Sorry, it was just.
I was talking about Garnacho. I have a feeling Garnacho is pushing Manchester United to push their price down.
Okay. Yeah. Look, I don't think he's worried about price too much. He knows they're not going to get that much how they want. He's probably, he can't have it. Doesn't have a say in that, to be honest. He can't do nothing about that. He can say something, but they don't care. His price just goes down automatically because they know he wants to leave. So yeah, by him speaking out, messaging the stuff saying, he's basically, is stressed out. He wants to leave ASAP. In a way, yeah, inadvertently, yeah, he is in a way, I guess you can say that, but there's not much you can do about that. And he's only earning £50,000 a week. So I think Man United are still a little bit of not strong, but they've got a little bit of leverage because they might just want to punish him and you sit down, no play, go train with the under 10s until January. £50,000 for them is nothing to pay him a week. So let's see what they do. You'll only push his down price probably a little bit even more, but I think the way the new owner is, part owner, we know he's quite tight with money. So I think he'll want to at least throw him out on loan. So I don't think he'll stay. He'll go on loan at least. They might not want to send him to Chelsea on loan, but I think they'll have no choice in the end. the player has all the power these days. Unfortunately, most of the power. The only way they don't is, like I said, they don't care about too much about the money. He's not on a high salary. If they can afford it, they might want to set an example. That is the only way, because he's on a very low salary. Other than that, yeah, I still think he'll get the move done. Worst case, he'll be a loan and maybe obligation to buy, which will be even better for us actually.
Yeah, I agree with you. James Felix says Chelsea front line has no doubt to score many goals from all angles this season. Just hope no injuries to disturb our chance of winning the league. Oh man, Chelsea fans are talking about winning the league. Wow, 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 wow. I'll take it game by game, so I don't want to rush it because I think
Exactly.
winning the league is so difficult. But again, I'll take it one game at a time.
Exactly.
So
Look, the league probably is the least likely out of all the cups, I think, including the Champions League. But never say never. And like Tabega said, game by game, let's see how our season goes. We're good now, we're strong now, but a lot of things can happen, obviously, injuries, etc. So you have to see, you got to take a game by game and period by period, basically. So we'll see how it goes. But look, we're in a very strong position. And hopefully we'll add to that with Simmons, Garnacho, and that'll make us even stronger. So yeah, we're definitely in a good, strong position to start.
100%. Black Tarot says, "Me, I want to win the Champions League. I think we stand a chance to win the Champions League than the league for me personally. But again, let's take it one game at a time because we haven't seen the draw. We're just waiting for the Champions League draw to happen. Then we're going to see which teams are we going to play in order for us to play in the Champions League. So let's see. It says for me, the third time. Wow. Now I'm loving this. I'm loving Dante. I'm loving our fans right now. They're aiming higher right now. So I'm glad finally we are in this phase. Remember, they doubted the owners, the sporting director, even the coach. But right now, it seems like they're in the right pathway.
Yeah, we're in the right steps forward. Yep. Yeah, I mean, you
Uh,
love the sporting director so much as well, even recently. So you still don't love them. So yeah, look, going in the right direction. It can only get better. This group of players are getting more experienced winners now as well. They've got they got the taste, they got that in their DNA as well. So they're only going to hit their prime in 2 or 3 years. They're going to only hit their prime. So you can, yeah, we're set up for the long haul and we're set up to be successful for a long time. Just got to be smart with it. And to me, these ownership are the coaches, the playing group is, I think we'll be just fine. And I think we'll be up there for a very long time.
100%. And James says Chelsea midfielder also jam packed with qualities. My fear is the defense, how Enzo Maresca will line up that break line without Crowell. Hopes he make the right decisions. Yeah, we just all hope because we don't know yet. But again, we all trust the coach, and then he's the one who see the players during training. Now let's talk about Andre Santos. We know Dante, even on X, right? Most of the Chelsea fans, especially from Brazil, and I don't want to say they're right or wrong. They want Andre Santos to start ahead of Enzo Fernandez, which for me, I don't think will happen. But again, for having a player like him, I think it's good for Enzo Fernandez to rest, just like a Sugo to rest Caicedo when we need to rest them. So overall, what are your thoughts about him? What is the expectation for him? I know we talk about goals and assists, but for me, goals and assists for him, I think for me, I don't want that. I want him to be there when we need him.
Yeah, it's not about goals and assists for him. Just depends where he's playing. If he's going to play a bit deeper, well, that'll be a bit harder anyway. Um, bit like Enzo Fernandez, so he started a bit deeper, but then he started building. He got stronger. His tank, as in his aerobic ability, got stronger, and then Maresca pushed it to the next level, made him a box-to-box center midfielder, where he can then go, no problems, up in the box, score goals, assist, come back deep again, and defend, basically box-to-box. So he got made into that. That takes a little bit to do. Yeah, Santos did that a little bit at Strasbourg, but not to the level of Enzo Fernandez is. It's much slower pace league. It's very, very different. So yeah, no, I think it'll take him a while to do that. He can definitely do it. He's got it in him, but again, the Premier League is a different beast. It's much quicker. Again, the weather, the wet field all the time, so your feet are always heavier. It's harder to run. You get tired much more quicker. So yeah, there's a lot of factors to take into place, but he's got the quality as well. The quality is no problem. Technicality is not a problem. Just, I think, to build that endurance up, that ability to run a lot, because I think he is going to be made into that CM box to box to, cover for Enzo and rotate for Enzo every now and then. But yeah, from what we've seen, I think Maresca's we're going to make him into that box-to-box midfielder, because he is good when he goes forward, just like he did at Strasbourg. He got quite a few goals there as well. So, yeah, I think Maresca's working towards that, and I think you'll see that probably more next season, slowly getting better and better, but even slow progress for this season as well. But probably you're going to see him play more that central midfield more than actually more box-to-box. He might come on when we're up already, or where, something like that, where he can just see out games, basically hold possession, and slowly grow into that role, I think.
100%. And at Strasbourg, I remember sometimes he was playing as a box-to-box. Oh my gosh, he was so good. So it's so good for us to have this kind of qualities. Yes, like I said, most of Chelsea fans want him to start ahead of Enzo. For me, I don't think we'll start ahead of Enzo. They're going to rotate, just like Black Trouble says, Andre Santos will rotate with Enzo, which is good so that we can keep Enzo Fernandez fit for important games. I remember last season we had Enzo and Caicedo. Most of the time, Lavia was injured. Man, I was every game I was holding my heart, says, oh God, not another injury, please. So overall, I'm glad that we have Estafa and also have Isugo to rotate with Caicedo, because with Lavia, we all love Lavia, but again, his injury issues, man, says a lot. So we don't need to depend on him a lot. But since we have Isugu, I'm happy. So overall, what are your thoughts about him? Because I want to talk about the new players. The last one will be Hato, and then I think that's it. So what is your thoughts about Isugu's role?
Yeah, Isugu will be that guy that comes on and sees games out. He'll be the closer, basically. If we're up, again, hold possession, break up play, just an extra defensive midfielder in there when we need it to see games out, or rotate in cup games or certain games. He'll start as well. But again, he'll probably be quite more limited time at the start, but again, slowly grow into it. Basically he's covering for Caicedo and Lavia, because Lavia will be ahead of him when he comes back. That's for sure at the moment. But so he'll be a little bit, if Lavia comes back, he'll be sort of the next in line, but he'll get a lot of game time in those cup games, etc. In Europe, he'll be used probably a little bit as well, because he's pretty experienced in Europe. He's played quite a bit for Sporting when he was, he played in Champions League at a young age for Sporting as well. So yeah, look, for now he'll be cover basically. Lavia comes back. He should be back hopefully pretty soon. He'll be even cover more for Lavia as well. But for now, he's just covered there just in case for Caicedo, if anything happens with Caicedo at the moment.
100%. Answer that call, bro.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, sorry. Go on.
Oh, I was just saying, answer that call. Big up to so one day. Hello, up the Charles, bro, up the Charles. Guys, If you have been subscribed to the channel, please kindly like and subscribe to the channel. So the last player that I have a lineup is Gerald Hart. Where's him? Oh, where's Hart? Oh, okay, this is him. This is the guy. Can play cover up for a left back and a left center back, but again, we signed him as a left back. I don't know where he's going to play center back since we have Levi Colwell out. We don't know yet. So overall, what are your thoughts about him? His role this season?
His role will be interesting one. We'll see how Maresca uses him. He did say he will be used mostly as a left back in the interview. So we'll see if that changes now with the obviously the injuries. It might change because he can play the left center back no problem as well. So, but from what Maresca said, he's still going to use him and he sees him as a left back. That's why he's come in as a left back to play left back to rotate with Cucurella, learn off Cucurella, and then obviously play games. Again, I think he'll be slowly integrated as well. He's very young. People forget he's only 19. He seems like he's been around forever, but he's actually 19. He's a very young kid still. So, it's good for him because there's not much pressure, in my opinion. It's perfect. Even though he's a very highly rated player, he comes in. There's no pressure straight away to start and be that guy for Cucurella or compete. He can take his time, again, adjust to the Premier League, to the English lifestyle, etc. And then as the season goes on, he'll be integrated and used more and more and more, I think. So, yeah, look, cover for basic Cucurella at the moment, but he'll just need to learn a little bit more. And worst case, to get another injury or something, then he might be forced to play that left centre back role maybe as well. So we'll wait and see what happens. But so far, from Maresca said, yeah, he's going to be left back cover for now. But yeah, he's got a bright future ahead of him. And yeah, actually very excited to see. Even he came on, he looked pretty good. He's solid, he's strong, he's quick, he reads the play well. Not the tallest, obviously, and that's why he's always been stuck between that hybrid left back, center back. Still growing, so that could change because he's 19 till 21. He's going to grow a little bit, and he does have quite tall genes in him. So let's hope he doesn't go too big because then left back might not be an option at all. So let's just wait. Sorry, my cat. Let's just wait and see what happens with that. But yeah, I think he's going to be eased in as well. I don't think he's going to play too much at the start.
100%. James says Korma and Estava will swap positions in matches as need to be. These are two players who like to operate freely during matches. I'm happy Maresca understands how to utilize them. 100%. We saw the game against Bayer Leverkusen was so good. Says Xavi Simons. I think the deal is done, but again, we just need Nkunku and Jackson to leave. Then we can sign Xavi Simons and Garnacho. Black Travel says how to even he can start for Cucurella. Still, we will be strong. How to can handle, but we know Cucurella. He's the best, but Hato is still solid, 100%. Marco Corella fits very well into Maresca's system. So someone asked us to show the lineup of that we think we're going to play against Crystal Palace. I think this is the lineup. The same lineup we used against AC Milan. I think we're going to use the same lineup. So Dante, any final thoughts about what you talked about today, bro?
Yeah, I think we'll be the same lineup as well. We've covered quite a lot today, so that was a good chat, especially with Emperor as well, with his FIFA lineups. Yeah, look, this will most likely be, I'll be shocked, unless there's a little, niggle here or there or something, the player's not feeling quite right, something that might change. But otherwise, I think this will be your starting lineup for the first game. It's not too far away now. 3-4 days away, so 3-4 days away. So this, usually coaches do start their strongest team in their last final preseason game. So yeah, and basically I think this is our strongest team at the moment now anyway. And against Crystal Palace, I think this would be probably the one to go. They're not really a low block team anyway. They're like sort of, mid to low blocks, depends. They like to catch on the counter, but they don't really low block either. So I think this will be probably the way to go with Gittens and Neto in this one to start off with. Obviously, that could change. We'll see what happens with Crystal Palace as well. Is Gehi still going to be there? Is Eze going to still be there? They might not be there anymore, and that's their two major big players that basically run that team. Offensively, he's the most important, and defensively, Guehi's the most important. So they're the sort of the rocks of that team that keep it together. So that everything sort of goes to, especially up front, everything goes for Eze. So we'll see what happens there. That could change things up a little bit, because if they lose those players, they don't get no one yet in right now. They might change their system a little bit. They might go super defensive and go really low block, and they might change it up a bit as well. So that could change Maresca, because Maresca always looks at the lineup, how they are, and changes it. Even the last hour, 2 hours before the game, he's changed it many times because how the opposition are lining up. So yeah, maybe, but there's not too much to change, to be honest. Yeah, not too much. I still think it'll probably be that, because we're not going to get Simons coming in time for that. We're not going to get, Garnacho in time for that. So this will probably be the team. Only, might be a shout for Esteval. If they set up in a really low block, that might be a shout for Esteval to maybe get a go, just because he's much better at breaking down low blocks than I think Neto would be, or Gittens, to be honest. So that might be a change. If Maresca thinks he's ready, and he might take the risk and go for it. So yeah, other than that, no, I think it'll be the first team, and yeah, can't wait finally to start the season back into Chelsea games, proper games. It'll be really nice to see.
100%, bro. 100%.
We've been spoiled actually a bit. I'm lying, because we've been spoiled. We've had a Club World Cup, couple of good preseason games. We've actually only 3 weeks, basically 4 weeks without football. So actually, we've been pretty spoiled this season.
Yeah, 100%, man. Why Maresca put Paez on loan? Look, now we need Xavi Simons and Garnacho. I think the club think Paez is not ready, so that's why they loaned him to Strasbourg, which is good for him to get more game time and develop. Okay, it says
and they know someone's coming in as well. He's going to be too far down the pecking order if Simons comes in as well. There's no point keeping him.
100. I agree with you. The way we did it with, I think it's even Santos loaned him there. We loan Petrovic. We all do that. So I think it's a good thing. It's a strong lineup. James says I doubt how to, from how I watch him plays at Ajax, even Colwell position, he's confident on the ball more than Achimpon. That's my opinion. I agree with you. I think he's a break line defender, modern defender. But again, in terms of center back, I think height also is very important. And Hato is small. So it's so hard to play him there. Says Towson will play left center back and Charaba right center back. But again, it depends who is going to invert, Cocorella or Rich James. Remember the last game, I thought Rich James would invert, but eventually Cocorella was invading. So it depends whose player is going to invert. So
yeah, they both inverted. They took turns actually. Like 10 minutes it was Rich James, 20 minutes it was Cucurella, another 10 minutes it was Rich James. It was like they really switched it up. That could be something we might see next season a lot. Maybe they might actually do that, because that was the first time he's actually done that. Actually, I don't think I've never seen him do that in a game where it just changed every 10-15 minutes. They changed. I've never seen that before.
And also the goal we scored, João Pedro's goal, right? I was seeing Rich James overlapping. I was like, what? What? Rich James overlapping? No way. So that's like you said, this season are going to play with a lot of dimensions. So I'm not worried.
I think you'll see that more because really, if Cucurella's gonna sit back and tuck back into that left center back, well, then James can push a little bit forward as well. And if Neto tucks in, well, he's basically doing the Cucurella role, but just on the other side. So, and his fitness is improved, so he looks actually very lean in the preseason. I haven't seen him this lean before, Reece James. He's actually very lean. He's probably the leanest I've ever seen him. He's got no more cheeks. He's just got bones on his cheeks. He's got no more cheeks at all. So yeah, he's definitely lost even though it's 1 kilo, maybe 2 kilos, it makes a big difference for a player like that in the pro level. So you don't be surprised you'll see James doing that a bit more often next season. I think he's probably got the confidence after a year now in his body, and probably they might give him the green tick to do that as well, to try to do that, because he is going to do that in the England setup anyway.
100%. Dante says, please sign your boy Simons. Yeah, I mean, you want to release Simons, right? We're going to sign him. Don't worry. We need one or two center back. We would be in trouble for the whole season. I don't think so, bro. But I think this is your own opinion. I respect it. Depends on who invests. 100%. Says Tosin, big player. He was closing Dembele. Dembele had a horrible game, and I'm glad. Tosin is good, but Trevor Chalobah is in quality player. We all understand that, but again, I think the club are trying just to be smart. Sometimes we don't have to buy a player in order to improve us. Yes, we want a center back. We agree on that. But again, we still have Fofana's coming back. Barishil is coming back. So what's the use of signing another center back while we have players coming back from fitness? So I see that. So we must sell Nkunku so we can get Garnacho 100%. It says Reece still will be protected, better to keep in back three so that he don't have to run a lot. 100%. We've seen that. So overall, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys. We had Anopa, Emperor. Emperor, we need you again with that FIFA energy. We still need you.
We need his name, not just Emperor. I got to get his name, actually. I forgot his name. Yeah.
I forgot his name. I actually know his real name. I'll let you know his real name. I forgot his real name, but I know the name.
And we'll let him tell us when he comes back. It's all good.
Yeah, and then before we wrap it, it says you are correct. Height had to disadvantage, which is also a big handicap in corner kicks, cover, play against tall strikers like Gogoret and Cisco. 100%. Black Trouble says thanks for welcome. Thank you guys for watching on the chat. We had James, Black Trouble. We had a lot of people, but most of you were commenting. We had this guy, Xavi Simons. Don't worry, you'll get him. So up the Chelsea, guys. See you in the next stream. I don't know whether I'll do that on Saturday or what. I'm not sure. Up the Chelsea. Thank you, Dante, for coming.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Peace.